Oh,
I was really enthralled. I was reading a magazine from 100 years, Cole.
oh,
I was interested in buying one of these up-to-date PCs. I don't know if you're
huh? Yeah. You wouldn't want to hit you on the foot, would you?
remember those days.
Anyway, good evening.
Evening. How you doing?
Only seems like a few days ago since I
It
saw you.
only feels like Wednesday evening at the Harry Enfield live show where we had a great laugh that I saw
We
you
did.
last.
We did.
It's
On
good.
the Don's Unplugged annual day out.
Annual day out, also a belated, well, by a few days, birthday present for your good self as
Yeah,
well.
thank you very much indeed. Much appreciated, as always.
Good stuff. Well, I'm on a new PC today, Cole, so I'm hoping, after investing quite a lot of money into this, seeing as the other one gave up the ghost, we should.
Oh, Christ, just hurt my hand.
There you go.
I've noticed one thing. You're a lot louder.
There you go. There you go.
I've had to turn my headphones down a little bit.
Well, I can always turn it down if it needs to.
What
But
before
also,
before I even forget,
go
any
on.
goals tonight? Any goals tonight? Put them
Yep.
up on the screen, please.
I will do.
Not you,
someone
but
else can.
no, anybody
as well?
watching at home. Anybody watching at home. Yeah, put them on. There's a game
Stick
on
'em
tonight.
on. Stick 'em on.
Colchester, Swindon. There's also the relegation battle in the Prem. West Ham and Wolves, I believe.
Is that tonight?
Yeah, so yeah, I
Oh,
think
there you
so.
go.
think so.
Got it all going on tonight then.
So if you're at home and you see a score, put it up.
Pop it on so Colin can see what's going on. What's occurring?
Well, I can't get the Colchester game for some strange reason. Don't know
Yeah,
why.
I had a problem with that. I had a problem with that. Anyway,
something's gone wrong.
so it has gone slightly awry. It's a Friday night.
It is.
It's not a Wednesday night. We're on prime time slot. This could have been Noel Edmonds' house party.
We've been moved to the prime time, haven't we? We're not in
Yeah.
the. They called it something, didn't they? Like the midweek late show.
Midweek schedule, yeah. BBC Two. We're now on BBC. Other brands are available.
We're on. We are now mainstream live TV.
Exactly right. And again, thank you to everyone joining on a Friday night. It's not even a school night, and you're here. You're here.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. Anyway, Cole, had a great night on Wednesday, so thanks for joining on that one. We got the original scarf. That's the first scarf. Did you know that?
It is. It is.
2004. First MK Don scarf. Good stuff.
Rare as rocking horse. Whatever.
Nearly.
Yeah. Anyway,
show 73. Show 73, Cole.
I can't believe people are still watching it.
73. You know what that means, don't you?
Only 27 to go.
27 to the big 100.
Ah.
Or, as James Bond would like to say, we'll get 00 status, Cole.
Like I said to you on Wednesday night.
Yep.
How long can we keep going?
Dear, as long as the.
I always think there's people. Some things have got a lifespan, a life circle, or something like that. I don't know. We might not be here forever.
Well, if we are, that'd be an achievement in itself.
Yeah.
Have you got a drink ready for tonight?
Oh no, I can't drink tonight. No, listen.
No?
I know one of the things we could be essentially be talking about.
That's why I was asking if you got a drink tonight.
And I thought alcohol and that subject doesn't mix. I thought I could go a little bit crackers. So, because I got really annoyed about it. Anyway.
You and me both. We'll be a bit more controlled because obviously loose lips can, risk careless lives and all that malarkey during the war, wouldn't it? Something like that.
Yeah, and we don't want to damage our already fragile relationship.
Well, we'll leave it there. It there. Anyway.
Yeah.
Lots to talk about tonight. Show 73. I do have a guest that you may or may not be aware that I am going to be bringing in at some point during the show because he can't make it on all night, but he can make it on for a little bit. So, special guest incoming. Watch this space.
Special?
Well, I think he's a special guest. You may not. I think he is. He's a good crack, and I'll leave it.
Is he that good-looking bloke?
Well,
does he look a bit like your?
Yes, because he might not come on. Go on anyway. Yeah, he is.
Does he look a bit like your younger brother?
I couldn't possibly comment. If he is, he was the upgrade. That's for sure. Because I'm an old weathered man these days. But anyway, Looking forward to having a good friend of the show back on a bit later on tonight.
Indeed.
We've got a lot to get through, which is good as well. So, show 73, we cannot go without saying at every start of this, thank you to Mr. Kaz at the Kaz Bar, without whom this would not be possible.
Where is it? At the bottom of the screen?
At the bottom of the screen. If you scroll up, usually up.
Yeah, I can see it now. Okay.
Okay. Down there. Thank you to Mr. Kaz, as always, outside Gate 7 on a match day. He will be there tomorrow for your lunch/breakfast/brunch, whatever time you turn up. Don't forget to go and pop in to see Kaz. Great selection as always. And again, thoroughly nice guy. You won't find better. End of story, really. But there we go. Anyway.
Best in the EFL. And we're not biased. It is the best in the EFL.
I'd say best in the UK, Cole. And that's saying something. We'll leave it there. Anyway.
Right.
Back show tonight. We've got Mr. Luke Payne, the Chris Kamara of the Unplugged. Some say he uses makeup. Others just say it's his natural glow. I say, watch this space, because I think tonight you might see the glow of his own halo. So
he definitely goes into makeup before he comes on the show. I'm
saying nothing. I can't possibly give away Luke's secrets. I'll leave it there.
I swear he wears mascara.
Don't listen, Luke. I know you're watching. Don't listen. We appreciate you. I appreciate you. You do a cracking job. Anyway, we've also got the grit and the tenacity that is Team Talk from Chris Ryan.
Callum.
Possibly Callum. Possibly not. We'll see. We'll see. But I definitely know Chris and Ryan are on tonight. So we've got some more to talk about from them, and all things preview and also all things review from both. You've got from Colin and I as well. We're going to discuss the running of for the top 6 whilst we're keeping an eye on tonight's fixture with Colchester Swindon. So we've got quite a few things. Obviously, Bromley and our good selves tomorrow. We've got to talk about Notts County. We're going to talk about Cambridge, Swindon, Salford and their run-ins. And we want your input.
There's some interesting fixtures in that.
There is quite a lot, to be fair, Cole. It's quite a lot.
Yeah.
Also up for discussion. Right. I couldn't fit it in there tonight, but there's a very big elephant in the room, Cole. There's a very big elephant in the room.
Is that?
And again, it would be wrong of us to say anything other than we are here to play devil's advocate, and that's where you guys.
It's got to be talked about.
It has, but we want the input of you, the unpluggers in the universe out there, to give us your feedback, whether you agree, disagree, somewhere in between, or all things above. Paul Warren's future at the club, as ridiculous as that may seem to some, it has been mentioned. And the question we're going to ask is,
we feel obliged to bring it up, don't we?
Well, we do, because we've been asked to as well by a few fans.
Yeah, we've been asked to bring it up.
And again, sounding board for everything. Doesn't mean we agree. Doesn't mean we disagree. We're here to talk about it. What happens if the worst is to happen and we don't go up, and the autos are the line in the sand for Had and the club? Does he deserve another season in League Two, or would it be taxi for Warren? That's the question we're going to ask tonight. That's the question we want to hear back from you. Whether you think that's outlandish,
probably the biggest question we've had this year.
I think so. Yeah, again, like I say, it's definitely one for debate. I've got my views, you've got yours, and we'll talk about that later on as well. View from the other side live tonight. We have a special guest from Bromley. Our Bromley guest is Georgie Weaver. She does her game too. But also the fact that the most important thing here is she's actually going to be on camera tonight as well.
Yeah.
If you remember our last guest, a bit camera shy. Fair play, because he was a good interview. But we've actually got a Bromley guest on camera. We're very excited that Georgie will be joining us a little later in the show. Talk all things Bromley.
Georgie.
So I said Georgie.
Okay.
I was coughing at the same time, but Georgie, yeah, absolutely. There we go. Anyway, and we're going to talk about Concrete Roundabout, because there are many of you that have utilised that over the years or engaged on it in some way. That has now ceased, folded, gone into liquidation, whatever you want to call it. Exactly, the ether was the internet. The dial-up maybe have failed. Who knows? That's the great unknown question.
Well, it's been going that long.
Now, Concrete Roundabout, moocamp.com is now up and running, which is the new one. Well, the old one, but it's a new one.
Well, it's the old new one. Yeah.
For people to talk about and get engaged if that's what you want to continue.
Can I give them the address now?
Of course you can, Cole.
Right, Moocamp. It's all one word. MOO Moo Camp CAMP.com. So get across there. For people that used to like the Concrete Roundabout, there's old and new joining every day, every hour. It's growing. Get on there, support it, please. They'd love it.
Absolutely.
I'm on there as well.
Why not go on there? If you're on there, Cole, why not? One half of Don's Unplugged is on the moocamp.com.
Well, yeah.
The other one is on the social medias, that is the Instagram, which we are setting up. We're setting up a few other social media outlets by popular demand. Maybe some reels, maybe some vignettes. We shall see.
Vignette.
But yeah,
I like vignette.
vignette, exactly right. We don't use that word enough. Anyway, as I say, lots to talk about. We're going to be doing some preview of Bromley. We're going to do some review of, I would say Oldham and also Barrow. Probably the two that have been hotly discussed across the terraces in the last few weeks, that's for sure. And how do we feel about that? What do we think? What's your input out there as well? We want to know, if you're at the game, tell us about that. I was there. Love to hear your thoughts. Colin,
what do you think is going to happen for the rest of the season?
Exactly that. And there are many things in that discussion that will be divulged as we go through tonight as well. So first of all, drum rolls, because it's
stuff.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. Roll call, Cole. It's the weekly roll call.
Colchester scored yet?
I don't know. I'll let you know when it pops up on Google. Well, there we go.
All right.
Weekly roll call. First up, Kerry Ann says, "Evening, everyone. Hope you're well. We are well. Been to the doctor. It's not feeling 100% at the moment, Kerry Ann, but I'm fighting through. But again, hope you're well. Hope you're going to look forward to tomorrow's game as well. Thank you for joining as always."
You waving?
We've also got. She did.
Have you waved?
Absolutely, we did that. Yeah. Jazz hands. Come on, jazz hands. Anyway, Glenn has joined us as well. He said, "Evening, good evening, lads. We need a win tomorrow." Probably the most understated statement that has come on the show thus far. Thank you, Glenn, and couldn't agree more. To be quite frank.
Oh, you're well, Glenn.
The pressure is building like a Coke bottle that's been.
Where the bloody hell have you lot been?
Well, been to birthday bash. That's where we've been, Danny.
Have you seen his address? Danny Caribbean Stallion Cameron.
Yeah, absolutely. It changes every week. You've got to keep a keen eye on. I said
I would go back on the Funky Monkeys or the Caribbean Stallions when we started winning. And we haven't won since. So
he doesn't want to pull the safety cord and rip it off, because once he does, Danny, this will expose a lot. Yeah, he's keeping a lid on it for now.
I can't be trusted. I've got a big mouth. I can't be trusted.
Maybe the end of the season bash could be our last show.
I'm a gobshite. I can't help it.
I'm saying nothing, Cole. I'm saying nothing. Anyway, evening to Danny. Danny, it was a pleasure to see you and your good son as well on the weekend. Great to have a chat. Great to check in. And hopefully lots of more banter and engagement for me tonight as well, good sir. So thank you for joining. Ashley's joined. He says, "Evening, legends and Colin. Barrow was just a frustrating game, and Oldham is another game when game management went out the window in the second half. There is plenty to dissect on this, Ash, and there's plenty that has been dissected, and we'll be talking about more tonight. So really appreciate your engagement, and hope we got a few more comments from your good self as we go into that a bit later on." Harry says, "Evening, legends. Evening to your good self, Harry. Thank you for joining, as always, my friend." We have Stephen. Stephen's joined us. "Evening, legends. Evening to your good self." Stephen, who is also a legend, and thank you for watching us as well. Russ says, "Good evening, everyone. I'm ahead of Sheila for once, and she's out trying to persuade a stubborn horse it's time to stop grazing in the field and get back to her stable for bedtime." Who needs Downton Abbey when you have the Forgem household? That's a question.
I've got to say, Russell, you're talking about horses. Grand National tomorrow, Russ.
Tomorrow, absolutely.
What's going to win? Come on.
Give us your hot tip. Give us your hot tip if anyone's got
Russ, come on. We want to know what's going to win the National.
Or maybe that's what Sheila's out to do. Maybe she's got the National winner there and she's persuaded her to get ready for the night because tomorrow's a big day. Who knows?
Oh, who knows?
Anyway, Ross, thank you as always for joining. Hope you're well, and hopefully plenty more engagement from good Ross as well. We have got Bomber Harris as well, I believe. He says, "Hi lads, let's get tomorrow and we go chore."
Chore what?
Chore. I'm not chore, Colin. I'm not chore.
Is that a Royal Air Force term? Chore?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Oh,
we'll find out. Please let us know. Matt says, "Good evening, chaps. How are we doing? I can't lie. Nerves are in a shambles after the recent winless run, especially since now no more room for error."
No
the madness of this is, Matt, and again, I don't want to give too much away until we get into it a little later on tonight. But the fact is, 4 without a win. Okay, 2 draws. But again, you can look at it 4 without a win, or you can look at 2 undefeated. There's ways to wording is everything here, right? And yet we're still second. So I mean, again,
how shit is everybody else?
Everyone else is starting. That was my thanks, Cole. You literally took the words out of my mouth. Everyone else is stumbling as well, Matt. It's one of those.
Do you
things
know
at the
what
end of
this has
season,
the feeling to me? Do you remember when we were? I remember walking out of Colchester and we just got beaten.
Yeah,
and it was the game before last, and we thought we'd blown it.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, as we were walking back to the car park, we heard Burton Albion had scored, and it basically left fate back in our hands that if we beat Mansfield, we'd go up. It feels a little bit like that, you know what I mean? When nobody is really doing enough to get over the line.
Panic.
Yeah.
Mental block. Anything.
We think we're going through it. So are these other teams.
They are.
We're not,
absolutely.
We're not alone. We're not alone.
But Matt, more to talk about on that later on. I believe Bomber Harris has completed that sentence now. It says not
chocks
sure.
away,
lads, for a win tomorrow.
Hey.
Very good. Thank you very much for that, Arthur. And as always, thank you for joining and watching. It's a pleasure as always. Plain stupid. Evening, boys. Big weekend ahead.
I like
there we
that.
go. I like that. It would be plain stupid for us not to win tomorrow. I'm hoping for a win, and you're quite right. It is a big weekend ahead. So fingers crossed for tomorrow. Both teams will be thinking that.
It's Grant.
Grant says, evening, Donnies and Donettes. I have nothing to do on Wednesday night. Friday will do. I'm sorry we left you to it, Grant, but again, we had Harry Enfield to go and entertain Colin for his birthday.
Yeah. Well, he wanted us there, so we felt
we had to special request, right? He said, Don's Unplugged. If you're not here, I'm not interested. If only, right? But no, thanks for joining, Grant, and hopefully we're still on your Christmas card list for not being here on Wednesday. So apologies for that. MK Chris, so Sir Chris of Botwoodshire has joined us. He says, evening to another 12:30 start on Sky. Normally leads to one thing. Let's hope that change. Yeah, it does, Chris.
I think it did. Didn't it? I think we have won on Sky lately, haven't we?
Yeah, we've won on Sky.
Lately. Recently. We beat Man United 4-0 on Sky. I mean,
we did. Yeah, we don't use all our good luck up on just one result, though, right? But no, I get your point, Chris. It's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be a strange one because I believe, and again, Ash or others will check me here if I'm wrong. If Bromley win tomorrow, I think they secure promotion. I believe. So again, it's riding on it for us. It's riding on it for them potentially as well. So it is a very big game.
We can't let them do that on our.
Can't do it in our backyard. I mean, I'd be devastated if we do. But again,
come on,
I'm not going to tempt fate by saying anything just yet. Evening 2-1 on Saturday. Colin, thank you. There you go. A bit of positivity, right? Boom, straight away in with the result. Knows what he's talking about. I hope you're right, Colin. I hope you're right. I actually think we're in line for a goal fest at some point before the end of the season. But I'm hoping tomorrow's the one.
Hopefully in the correct goal.
Exactly. Karen's joined us. Evening, Karen. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. And was it you? I'm trying to think where she was on holiday recently. Was it Karen? I could be a little wrong. I'm pretty sure she was. But evening, Karen. Hope you're well, and say thanks for joining as always. Mick, one part of the fifth quartet of Irish Dons. He says, "Good evening. We all need. We definitely need luck as much as Irish as possible tomorrow." Well, Don, I believe there's you and 4 others in attendance who are coming over from Ireland for this game. So again, massive thank you to you guys. And I know how hard it is for you to get to the airport at the moment with all of the trucks and tractors and everything else blockading because of the fuel issues.
And I'm sorry, Mickey, those caps haven't turned up yet, mate. They're in the Straits of Hormuz, I think.
Well, there might be a few that are floating by, Cole.
Really?
A few floating.
Don't put that bloody hat on again.
A few just.
Oh yeah. Have you got one?
I've got one.
Oh, okay.
There are enough. We'll find them. Find them. Anyway, honestly, Mick, dedication. Look, you guys coming up from Ireland, we appreciate it. I've been bringing the flag tomorrow. For a bit of Irish luck as well, so fingers crossed.
Are you with the real fans tomorrow? Are you upstairs?
I'm with the real fans tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Although the ones upstairs are real fans as well. I will hasten to add, just pay a fair few quid into the pot to keep the club going. To be fair to them. Okay. Anyway, Grant says 2 losses, 2 draws. We need this essential 3 points tomorrow. There you go.
Can't argue.
Can't argue with that.
No.
Can't argue with that. Danny, the Caribbean Stallion Carol, says, got to admit, I'm more worried than an unattempted sausage of fantasy dog's home. I don't know where he gets them from, but thank you, Danny. Yeah, it is. It's nerve shredding. It's nerve shredding, that's for sure. And one of those, literally, I can see it going either way, and I don't think it will be a close score on. It'll be one way or the other. That's how I'm seeing it tomorrow at the moment. Bradford went through a similar run at the form at the end of last season: 2 losses, 2 draws, 1 win in the final, 5 to stay. But yeah, absolutely, and what a way to do it on the last day of the season as well, from memory.
Yeah, I'd rather not do it on the last day of the
yeah.
season.
Fingers crossed we get it secured by Tranmere would be nice.
Harry, I've been telling you for weeks we're going to beat Bromley. I've been telling you. Trust me on this. Trust me.
You've heard it, Harry.
The man has spoken.
We are going to win. Spoken. We're going to do it.
Tomorrow we wake up.
Well, usually we do most of the time to get to the game.
Well, you know what I mean.
Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
We're going to wake up in a footballing sense. And Bromley, we're going to scare the shit out of Bromley for their final run of games.
I'll tell you what, Harry. Cheers, by the way. What's going to happen tomorrow is Bromley are coming to the cowshed and they're going to step into a large pat.
Look what Mike's written.
I know, but there's a large pat, and that pat is Callum Patterson, who's going to bang a few in and break their hearts. That's what.
Don't worry, Mike. I will be there, and I know Aidan will.
I'm expecting big things from you to the club shop tomorrow. Well, Mike, where would it be without us? I believe that if you look hard enough at the foundation stands, you may or may not see Colin and my name etched in either side of the foundations at the front door. But absolutely, we will be there. Do not worry about that, good sir. And a few others, I hasten to add. That
Mike, I want you. Could you work out what the new items are in the shop? Just save me.
Exactly. Just bring your GPS. Take us straight there, Mike. Take us straight there.
Oh, dear.
But good to see you join. Thanks for joining, Mike, as well. Much appreciated too. Ash says, won't get any score update from me as I'm at work, Colin.
All right, okay.
There you go.
Right. As far as I know, it's still 0-0 at Colchester.
From what I could see as well, it's still 0-0. But we'll keep you updated if we can. Can't get Colchester game. Is it on the television, says Danny? Yes, I believe it's on a television station that may or may not be broadcast on a TV per se, unless you have an accessory that can broadcast these things, Danny. Or there and thereabouts. I don't know.
We said too much.
Maybe I've said too much. Need to go and put the fire outside. I've only got a stick to video with. Anyway, enough said, right? So Chris says, watching Colu game on Sky Sports Plus, if people want to watch Chris, even better than that, you could be our score pundit for tonight. If you can let us know how it gets on.
Chris, we want updates from you.
Good stuff, yeah. And Harry says, 0025 against total minus in a Don shirt. Yeah. It feels like it, doesn't it, Harry? I mean, again, wouldn't it be nice if somehow he was fit for the last game of the season, came and scored the winner? That'd be quite poetic. In the last 25 as well, which would be good. But yeah, player I'm actually generally excited to see back on the pitch, hopefully when we're in League One, that's for sure, mate. But again, thanks for joining, Harry, as always. Dave says, is this today in Parliament? No, today in Parliament has never been this good, Dave. Or this stressful, or this dynamic, or this nerve shredding. That's for sure. But we'll see.
Chris, what number is it on Sky Plus?
There we go. I'll let you know when it gets to the comments. Harry says, it's yesterday in the relegation zone.
Don't worry, I found it, Chris.
You found it.
Right, okay, we're on.
Good stuff. Anyway, Sheila has joined us. Sheila's back from the
garden. Sheila!
It's better late than never. Good evening, all. I hope you've convinced the horse that Russell was telling us to go back to the paddock, Sheila, that was really concerning Russ earlier. So hopefully the horse as well. But more importantly, his good lady, your good self as well, Sheila. Yeah. And thank you for joining. Hope you're doing well and looking forward to tomorrow's game and hopefully a nice 3 points and a timely one as well. Chris said, Cole, you just hit the post, then the bar. Cole.
Really?
There you go.
I feel like hitting the bar.
Well, if you do, the show could get very interesting very quickly. All over Swindon, apparently, as well. There we go. Danny said, did Ryan do his homework on Monday?
I don't understand that.
I do. Yes, he has done part of it, Danny. More to come next week's show. More to come on next week's show, but he's getting there.
What's going on? I don't know. I haven't got a
We
clue.
were sitting together. We were talking about some things for the show. So Danny's got an inside track on Ryan's homework. That's all.
Right.
Hello, you guys. There is no Callum, Ryan says tonight.
Oh, dear.
And well, Ryan, answer the question for Danny as well. Have you finished the homework as yet? We don't need Callum. We appreciate Callum, but we've got
the
Ryan.
goal of the season?
Huh?
Goal of the season?
May or may not be. There we go. Nick says, nope, think he needs to be given.
Oh, my God. Someone's been sent off for Swindon. I think someone's been sent off for Swindon.
Chris can let us know.
I think Swindon have had a red card.
That'd be quite funny. Yeah, I know, Nick, as I say, definitely valid points. So we're going to be coming into that conversation a little later, Nick. So thank you for that one. And we'll come back and circle back on
I apologise.
He doesn't apologise. He loves the drama.
I got a bit excited then.
Would never have guessed, Scott. We would have never have guessed. Anyway, Grant says, I think he deserves
hang on. Guess who's going mental on the touchline?
I can't guess. Go on. Was it Mr. Ian?
Yeah.
Yep, Mr. Ian H. Grant agrees.
Oh,
anyway,
what awful tackle. Anyway, carry on.
Anyway. Back in the room? Good stuff. Let's go.
Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Grant agrees with Nick, by the way. He says, I think he deserves another season. Nearly relegated last season, and if that wasn't for a couple of injuries, we would be top. Yeah, I tend to agree with that, Grant. But again, we'll dig more into that a little bit later. Stephen says if we don't go up, PW goes, unfortunately, in his book. Yeah, and we'll talk a little bit about what we know in terms of the dynamics from the leadership and what their expectations are as well. Ash said, I think if we go up this season, I can see Warren going to the end of the season. If we don't go, sorry. The only thing that frustrates me with Warren, is make subs at the right time, mainly in the Barry game. Yeah, I mean, again, there's quite a few Barrow game.
I don't think we've played Barry Island, have we?
We never know. I know what you meant. Don't worry, Ash. I knew what you meant. Danny says, I think Warren is very lucky that Sheffield Wednesday stopped paying wages and we got Patterson. I could not agree more with that point, Danny. Fortuitous for us, although heartbreaking for Wednesday. I think, yeah, we were very lucky to acquire the services of Callum, which we've seen already this season, right? Even if he doesn't score again, I'm pretty sure he will do tomorrow, though. I think we're nothing special without him. It feels a little bit that way, doesn't it? It does feel a little bit that way. But again, it's something we could talk about a little bit more in a minute. Ash says, chasing a goal in the second half and excluding the half-time change, not making a change to the 78th minute was worrying and frustrating at the same time. Pretty much hit it on the head, to be fair, on that one, Ash, to be fair. And we're going to talk a bit more about Oldham in a little while because our special guest is in the green room, ready to have a chat.
Really?
Mm-hmm. No. We will never improve.
I can watch the football.
Well, there you go. We will never improve if we get rid of managers. We must keep him regardless where we end up. I'm sure Fahad has said this season isn't a must, but will be next. Actually, Chris, that was last season. This season was a must. But we'll talk a bit, and we'll talk a little bit more about what things we've been made aware of. Let's put it that way. As we go into that conversation.
How can it have been? No, I think you're wrong there.
Not at all. First season after Warney came in, it was about building off the field, making things stable. This season was a punch go for it. They want 4 promotions in the next 5 years, but we'll come a bit more into that a little bit later on. I hope Paul Warren stays, says Matt, deserves another chance. And I personally think if we don't go up, it will be more to do with a certain players underperforming. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Good comment. So thank you.
Really? Could you put that back up again? Yes, and the injuries.
Both. Absolutely. We love getting a late goal, and Bromley loves scoring them as well, Grant. Yep, you couldn't put it better, really, to be quite honest with you. I think it's going to be an interesting one, that's for sure, tomorrow. Lots of drama. Webinista says hello. So even to your good self, and say thanks for joining as always. Ryan says, PW future in discussion. WTF, I won't mention what that means. Obviously, you guys know. Has been brilliant all season. Yes, we have had a few hiccups this season. We were almost non-league last year, and this year we could be in League One and a League One.
Let me know when I can have my point of view, won't you?
Absolutely. We're doing a roll call first, Cole. The
people,
fans speaking is far more important than the hosts, but we will let you have your say.
Because this is for the fans, by the fans, with the fans.
You remembered. Show 73 and you're in. Fantastic. Why does PW keep subbing off Kelly when he's been the best player on the pitch? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we talked about
we know something about this.
We do. And we'll talk about that.
We know something about this.
We'll talk about it with one of our guests coming on in a minute because a big fan of Mr. Kelly. I still believe Paul Warner at MK Don's manager, but 3-2 Bromley FC. How do you feel, guys? Do you know what? I still think, Louis, that we're going to be fine, mate. I still think we're going to be fine. It's going to be difficult tomorrow. It's going to be end to end. There's going to be twists and drum, but I think we're going to come out on top. I think we'll come out on top.
Well, we'll talk about that. I'll be interested to see what Luke Payne thinks about that as well.
He's got a lot to say on it. Squeaky bum time. Couldn't have put it better myself. Squeaky bum time. Stress, nail biting time, everything else in between, right?
Can I just say at the moment, Colchester are battering Swindon and can't score. Anyway, carry on.
There we go. Need to win tomorrow so Bromley don't win the league on our turf. Yeah, I mean, that.
No, we can't allow that. We can't allow that.
Yeah, that would just be. Can you imagine the grief that we'd get as well from their fans? We can't let that happen. Stephen, I need to score at least 2 tomorrow because we can't keep a clean sheet. Helen, evening to Helen. Thanks for joining, Helen. She's evening all. Going posh tomorrow. Club red. Come the Botwoods. There we go.
Well, I didn't expect anything more than Don's royalty being in.
Well, I hope not just Club Red. Hope Club Red carpet, Helen. That's what should be happening for you and Chris tomorrow. That's for sure. Well, Benista says, whatever happens, I'd want Warren to stay, but let's be positive. I think we'll go. We'll see. We'll see what the rest of the sentence is. Why Benista will put it on there, I'm no doubt. Blimmin' heck, says Arthur. I've got a passenger tomorrow. My wife is my co-pilot.
Not navigator.
Could be navigator. Could be bomber. Could be she's doing the bomb sites. Depends how the game goes. To be honest with you, there, Arthur. But no, it'd be good to see her. And so come and say hi to Casper. It'd be lovely to see you all. Even though I did wonder where Wednesday's stream was, right here.
Well, George, we did say we'd be on Friday.
We did, but you know what? Glad you're on.
You're here now. You're here now. You're here now, and we're here. So that's it.
And Colin is drinking a
can of Coke.
Oh, you let me down. I was getting excited now. Bromley will be promoted if they beat us, and either Swindon fail to win tonight, or if Notts County lose to Cambridge. Yeah, absolutely, Matt. So I thought that would be the case. We don't want that to happen. End of story. Well, Benitez come back and said, whatever happens, I'd want Warren to stay, but being positive, nay, truthful. I like that. The word nay is not used enough these days. I think we'll go up automatically. I'm with you on it. And I like it. It's a good statement. Good statement to have. Thank you for that one. Danny has got a comment. We've got a couple more comments, and then we'll jump on and bring our guest in before our Bromley guest. Talk all things Oldham as well. So Danny says, I want to make Milton Keynes great again, Cap. Already ahead of you on that one, Danny. I've got some in the post already. And I'll share with you the link where you can get them made up tomorrow. And I'll see you at the Casbah. Not that bad, actually, to be fair. I put make Milton Keynes Dons great again on mine, but there we go. Jamie, evening, Jamie. He says, good evening, Dons. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. That's what I like to see. I'm positive. You're positive. Let's go.
Dons.
Russ said, I saw a revolutionary card in Tehran on TV waving a Dons Unplugged cap. You did. Yeah. And Ayatollah did not see that coming either.
I think our boat's been had a go at.
Exactly right. Or some have been coming, that's for sure. Or some have been going, one or the other. If we beat Bromley, Colin, I'll buy you a pint. Right. There we go. Tomorrow.
I think more people will buy me a pint. I'll get pissed.
Then I'll have to get the camera out and start streaming everyone because it would be a cracker. Sky Sports Plus game tonight. Thank you, Colin. Yeah, absolutely. Hopefully tonight it's going to be a cracker.
Still 0-0. Swindon down to 10 men.
Yeah, we've got Matt as well has joined us and says exciting for the game. All evening to yourself. Good, sir. Mark's joined us. Evening, Mark. He said, is anyone fed up with the early kickoffs? Yes, Mark.
Yes, Mark.
Yes, I am. As is Colin. And again, was it football's for the fans, apparently. But what do we know, right? Anyway, Ash says, if I remember correctly, I think Bromley beat us tomorrow and not beat Cambridge. Think that will promote Bromley as Cambridge only have 5 games left. Probably. My brain hurts at this point. I trust you on Ash, but yeah, I think they go up irrespective tomorrow of certain results. Whatever, we'll have to work it out as we go. Hopefully, we haven't got to factor it in because it won't even be a thing to worry about. Hopefully. When do Fleetwood go on sale? Any idea? I do believe in the next couple of weeks, Colin. So
yeah, should be on sale now.
I think next week. Next week, I think.
They'll sell out. I reckon they'll sell out.
They probably will do. And again, they probably have to give a few more tickets than usual, which would be nice. 404 Colin, red button. Lol, 10 men, Swindon.
I'm watching it.
There we go. Do you know who got sent off, Cole? That's the question. Straight red.
Ball. His name was Ball.
James Ball been sent off.
Yeah, went right over the top. It was a bit naughty.
There we go. Anyway, plenty more to get through. So I'm going to go for a couple more, and then we're going to get our guest on who's been waiting long enough in the green room. So we've got Harry says, I think we'll stumble over the line thanks to our good run earlier. As regards Warren, can we blame him for signing Wilson knowing he was a crock?
Did he know? Did he know?
Did he know? I think, to be fair, like I say, he's a great player. It's just frustrating. It's not worked out this season so far, but I think next season he could be a really important player for us if he stays fit, irrespective of what happens. Matt says, very fortunate to have Paul Warren. I was going to say Pink Winkleman then. He goes nowhere regardless of the outcome this season. Next season would be promotion, non-negotiable. Yeah, I kind of tend to agree with that, to be fair, Matt. I think that's probably where my head's at personally, but I know
this guy gets it. Jonathan Bennetton. This guy gets it.
Jonathan's absolutely right. Bang on. Russ says, my Grand National tip is, there we go, Grange Clare West, no relation to Kanye.
I have been hearing that a little bit, yeah. I've been in that.
There you go. Have you got a top tip, Cole, for everyone?
Well, I backed one horse last year and it won at 33-1. I've got two horses I'm backing tomorrow. Here we go.
Go on. Go for it.
Jerry Colom and Stella Story. And I think if we win tomorrow, it'll be a Stella Story.
Absolutely. I bet you got a bet on that one, right? Got a bet on that one. As they last few comments and we'll crack on. Jonathan says, if we don't get promoted, Warren needs at least one more season. Warren is class manager and we'll get the club promoted.
Yeah.
Thank you for that, Jonathan. Harry says, Graham Alexander said we were unfit. Conversely, Mike Williamson wanted our midfielders to stand still. Well, he got his wish in the end, didn't he, against Crawley, that's for sure. Bromley v Cambridge Thursday, Cole.
Yeah.
And again, we're going to talk a little bit more about those run-ins for the top six. As well. And lastly, Danny says, our bobble hats in the 70% off sale. Stock up bobble.
I don't know. Liam, if you're watching, if you or your good lady are watching tonight, let us know. We want bobble hats in the sale for the last game.
100%. 100%. Anyway, I don't know if it's on the show.
We can't do product
I'm going to shout. I'm going to shout to secret special guest who may actually join us for the Bromley preview as well, depending on how things go. Bringing on someone who knows his stuff, who's been involved many a year, who was at Oldham, who has suffered greatly, like me, and become a Follically Challenged Appreciation Society member too. Who else but the one, the only, Albie. Boom.
Oh, what's going on?
I don't know. I've not got great light in here, boys.
You haven't got great light in there?
No. That's the main thing. Don't worry, Albie. Don't worry.
No, the light in my room. Just as soon as I came in, I turned it on. I thought, oh bugger, and I haven't got time to sort it. To be honest, boys, I've got hair. You can't see it, but I've definitely got some.
You've got some.
It's like interviewing a Bromley fan.
They've definitely got electric down there, Colin. Don't be rude.
Yeah, exactly. They were off air last time. They were shy, Albie. Anyway, Albie, look, thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate it. And again, great to have you on as always. We were going to sort of go into a bit of a preview about all things, all things Oldham. But I guess before we kick that off, what was your thoughts of the game in terms of what you saw and how you feeling sort of pre and post that game? Sort of walking in, what was your expectations? What were you thinking? And after the game, how did you feel? And did it meet that expectation ultimately?
Well, because it kind of all rolled into one, didn't it, after Barrow? So it kind of felt like it felt really quick. I wouldn't say it felt like a long weekend because it really was. But it was just as soon as you left Barrow, you're just straight thinking about Oldham. So the whole journey up, nervous as anything. But I really did think that we'd come out with at least a point. And it's funny how you say before the game, I'll take a point, and then you get a point and you moan about it.
Yep.
I
Which
know. People do though, don't they?
I'm so guilty of it because that was me. It was exactly what I was doing. But any other time up until about 3 weeks ago, I'm walking out of that game going, good point. I don't know whether it's just nerves that I felt so horrible about it on the way back. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad. I really don't. I genuinely don't think it's a bad point. I don't think we played that badly. I thought Oldham were pretty good. And we were what 5-10 minutes away, including extra time, added time, from getting a big 3 points.
86 minute, wasn't it? 86 minutes.
Something like that. But it was a well taken goal. Shouldn't really let it go through. But what can you do? And I thought we played well, so I don't want to be too critical. But if we had Tranmere tomorrow instead of Bromley, I'd probably be feeling a little bit better about that draw, to be honest.
I think a lot of people forget, Albie, that Oldham had won 5 games on the bounce. They hadn't conceded since early February. They draw 0-0 with Bromley a couple of weeks ago. And people are really down about that result against Oldham, aren't they? I'm struggling to understand that a little bit.
I think it's just nerves, Colin, isn't it? I mean, as I say, if that was 3 weeks ago, say before the Barnet game, if that was 3 weeks ago, I think everybody's feeling pretty good about it, to be honest. And I think it's just the circumstances. I think even, we beat Barrow, people are coming out of that game feeling better. Or, yeah, I just, it could be better, it could be worse. I'm really, really nervous about tomorrow. I don't know if you can tell. But I'm really nervous about tomorrow.
But I'm like you, right? Wordplay is everything here, because I've seen people spinning up. Oh, we've not won a game in 4. It's woe this, woe this, woe this, woe this. And then you can look at the other way. We're undefeated in 2. We're building some traction again. We're still second, admittedly on goal difference. So look, I think to your point, like I walked into that game the same as Colin when we thought about it. I thought, they've been on a great run. I still think that they're going to be challenging in the playoffs and be the dark horse for me.
Oh, I think they will.
Me too. I wouldn't be surprised if we're back there in a couple of weeks.
Don't say that, mate.
Oh, God, Albie, don't say that.
Save that for a few weeks if we have to do another show. But I generally thought before the game, look, if we come out of there with something, that's an achievement. Given what they've been like at home, given how they've been, on this run. I think the frustration for me, I felt it was ours to win. Once we'd scored that goal,
it was.
I think if we'd have got that second goal, which so close a few times.
Pato was close, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Anthony Tomlinson. Was it Tomlinson? I can't remember. It was someone blasted over.
Yeah, Tomlinson.
God, he weren't half desperate to get on during that game, was he? He never stopped running up that line.
No, absolutely.
Let me ask you both a question, right? If they'd have scored first and we'd have equalised in the 86th minute, what would you have thought then?
Totally, exactly. That's the point. That's the point. I think it's a totally different narrative, and that's the point about keeping heads. I think any point in the season, we're looking at that and going, it's a great point. If the game worked out differently, we're coming away saying fighting spirit. I don't think the fact that we conceded late can take away that there was fighting spirit and determination. I mean, that was the best performance out of the last 4. There's no question for me. And I don't think we played bad against Barrow, but I think definitely it looked more like us on Saturday. That's just my opinion. Monday. That's just my opinion. I know there might be some that disagree with it, because I've heard a few things walking out the ground that I disagreed with. But it certainly wasn't terrible. But it's not calmed my nerves. I'm telling you, I'm absolutely bricking it.
No, you know what? I think for me,
I really am dark, aren't I?
No, you're good. You're right there. We can see you now, Albie. It's all good. But what I was so impressed with, I know it was an enforced change, but I thought Nemain coming on made a difference with crosses and the effort and the pace that he brought to it. And again, I'm not going to sit here and run Mellish down. I've not been impressed for a few weeks. It's been frustrating, but that's down to the gaffer. At the end of the day, the players on the pitch can only do what they can do, and it's down to the gaffer to choose and things. And I've heard people talking on the terrace going, "Oh, he's picking his favourites or this or that." But I mean, again, if Nemain isn't starting tomorrow, I'm surprised, because I thought he was one of the better players on the pitch. My critique, if I'm being uber critical, and I think Ashley mentioned it earlier, whole thing Warne talks about is he wants the phrase he uses, I want my players to gas out. I want them to give everything until they're knackered and they're dead on their feet, and then I'll sub them. But the sub came too late. So although Nemain, I think, let Hawks go, obviously then Fondop got on the end of it. I thought he should have been off by now because he was out on his feet. And I think that's the bit where you need the manager to be tactically astute.
Didn't Warren mention that? Or was that, or it could have been Toby Locke? I don't know. But I heard someone say, they were trying to get Nemain off and then that happened,
Yeah, but again, Cole, for me, and like I said, again, Albert, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I think that's the last few games. And again, I've been uber critical. So I really like Paul. I think he's a great manager, and I'm not taking that away. And I, again, generally think he should be here for the long term. But if I've been super critical, I feel that the substitutions have been left a bit too late in the day, particularly when you can see the players starting to be out on their feet. Hold on, this is the time to start changing it up just to shore things up. And again, circumstance. Maybe I'm being too critical.
No, I don't think so. I think that's the same in both games because I thought the Barrow game as well. I mean, look, over the past month or so, well, certainly since maybe the Walsall game, if I could pinpoint it, I know since he last scored, but I think Rush has been well off it. But during the Barrow game, I was I genuinely thought until he come on that we'd used all of our subs or our windows or something. I hadn't put that much thought into it. And then Rush come on. I thought, why are you leaving it this late? And I know we had 10 minutes at a time. And yeah, I do really think he's not tactically. Oh, what's the phrase? Gamesmanship. Whatever the phrase is. I don't think he's managing the game management. I don't think I don't think his game management in the past few games has been. And I hate to say this because we're going to see it tomorrow, and I'm going to be tearing up every last bit of hair that I've got. We'll see it tomorrow, where you'll see a lot. Like if they go 1-0 up, or the results are going their way, Colin, you're going to see a lot of their rolling around, keeper going down, time wasting, whatever. Mate. But the point is, we've needed that recently, and we haven't been doing it. And I hate to see it, but at this point in the season, just get the results and do whatever you have to do, and we're just not. And it's frustrating.
Well, if you remember when we played down at their place, that's exactly what they were doing. They went in front. As soon as they went in front, it was they wasted every second possible. Now, we'd have probably done the same thing, but bloody hell. That's a good point. Bromley's long ball won't work against Marv, Nelson and Sanders. It might not. It might not. I don't know.
I think in terms of substitutions being late and things like that, there's so many people screaming in the stands pretty much the same thing. That's the thing, is that it's not different opinions. Get this person on, get that. Pretty much everybody's screaming the same thing, and I don't understand how the two, and I'll say the two or three if you include Potts with Richie Barker and Paul Warren, why they're not seeing it. And I know you were saying about Nemain, and now he came off just after they equalised, but Tomlinson wasn't exactly stripped and ready on the touchline. If that ball had gone out for a throw-in, Tomlinson wasn't coming on. He was still jogging up and down the line.
Don't you find that a lot in football, though, Albie? You watch a game and say, well, if I can see it and everybody around me can see it, how the hell don't these people that are getting paid mega bucks to manage this team and get us up, why can't they see it? I don't get it.
Well, I am starting to sound like my dad now, so I'm going to try and backtrack a little bit. But yeah, no, it is true. I mean, look, there might be a logical reason for it, but I just didn't see it. And I thought with 10 minutes to go, I've not been that nervous, but in terms of going into a last 10 minutes. But I genuinely thought, I kept saying to my mates, I said, we'll see this out. They've not really been, I mean, I thought they played well, but they didn't, challenge us too much, other than McGilvery's great save about 5 minutes before. But that was just a 1 in a million strike, wasn't it? But, I never felt like we were going to concede, and then it happened. And I just thought, for goodness sake, why can't we? Why just once? I just want to go into the last few games of the season just knowing that we've pretty much got it. And it's going to the final day, isn't it?
The last 10 minutes, I'm a mess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan raised a question for all of us on here because he sent it to me on Monday. This is his thoughts, Colin, and to you, Albie. He said, let me know your thoughts. But he thinks Craig McGilvery is too slow to get the ball out over the last few games. Has not read the game very well. What's your take?
He's only got 8 seconds.
I actually disagree. I thought it was. I commented it on in the Barrow game because they weren't interested in attacking, especially in the second half. He was really, and he was putting it on the floor. He weren't lumping it in at least the last 20 minutes, half an hour. He was putting it on the floor and putting it out wide to whoever was there to retrieve it. But I do agree generally speaking, or can take the point, but I thought certainly the Barrow game, and as well the Oldham game, he doesn't have to release it fast if we're 1-0 up away from home.
No,
you know, when you got a 1-0 lead, that's the sort of thing. Could you imagine if, say, in the 72nd minute, he launched it out quickly, somebody got dispossessed, and then they scored? We're thinking what we just said, game management, calm the pace, things like that. So I generally take the point, but I'm not sure if I really agree in the past couple of games, to be honest.
And to your point, Albie, as well, I go back to that Oxford game. Jamie coming right at the end, threw it out, and they got the goal. And if we'd have won that game, that's when we would have gone up. I think that's where we lost it.
It's funny actually. One of my mates mentioned that after the game, that game at Oldham is exactly what that. I know we drew and didn't lose, but that's what it felt like. Similar stage of the season, wasn't it? And it was, we had the double header with Sheffield Wednesday and then Oxford. I might be wrong, I might be right. I can't remember. But the same sort of weekend, and that's exactly what it felt like. Last few minutes, kick in the teeth, But
it did.
Whilst it's in our hands, hopefully we do a Plymouth and we go to Fleetwood and win 5-0 and get promoted this time. That'll be nice.
It'd be nice, mate. It would definitely be nice. But I mean, this is.
I watched that game the other night, Albie.
What, the old 5-1?
That was Scotty Twine.
Yeah.
Scotty Twine had a field day. There was a hell of a lot of Dons fans that day. Hell of a lot.
Hell of a lot, mate. It was, yeah.
We ain't got no fans.
Exactly right. But no, I mean, look, flipping Ryan's point, and again, like, everyone's entitled to an opinion on that. And again, thanks, Ryan, by the way, for the comment. Equally, as you can say, with distribution, I thought his reaction save to that goal, I thought it was going in, the one where he got his hand to it in the middle of the goal. And then there's one he tipped over right at the end, just above the bar. So, as equally critical you can be about distribution, you've got to look at his shot stopping as well. He saved us quite a few times this season in games.
Yeah, I certainly weren't looking at the goalkeeper in any of, certainly Monday against Oldham. It's never entered my brain, to be honest, but everybody's got a different opinion. Unfortunately, though, my one's right. So sorry, Ryan.
There you go, Ryan. The truth has been spoken. Ash said, "Well, Barrow lucky not to be 10 down to 10, especially with Shipley double foul thrown in."
Yeah. Should have been off.
Yeah. I had to. I think, as I said, like, just going back to because I really combined it into like a double header thing, and it quite literally was. But the Barrow game is still frustrating me more than like when I think back to last week. I just keep thinking back to the Barrow game, and there was their goalkeeper made an incredible save.
Yeah, he made 2 or 3 actually, didn't he?
Yeah, an incredible save towards the end. But there was another situation, and I question whether we're getting the ball in the box fast enough at times, and we're over. We're trying to get the perfect ball as opposed to trusting that we can get on the end of things. Because there was. I might be totally alone in here, and to be fair, he's got an excuse. I'm not knocking him too much, but Mendes hasn't hit the ground running when he's been on the pitch, in my opinion. And he had a situation in the last 10 seconds, and the cowshed is roaring at him to get a ball in, and they had a line of defence, Barrow, where they were anticipating the cross. And the referee blew the full-time whistle because he took 10 seconds and didn't actually end up getting the cross in. And it's things like that that really, really, really irritate me. I can take it if the cross went in and nobody got it on target or whatever, but I'm thinking that's a missed opportunity. Little things like that we just look nervous. We're just so desperate to get the right pass and getting it wrong. And when you've got the manager at the start of the season saying, I'd rather you hit into Rosette and you've tried than not tried at all, those sort of things stick in my brain, I'm rambling now. That's how nervous I am.
No, not at all, mate. Not at all. And again, Albie, one of the things that we've been talking about, and I'm kind of scratching my head about it, I don't know what your take on it is. Clearly, Warney doesn't rate Tomlinson. Now, for me, after that Barrow game, given that they both came on, Nemain and Tomlinson, weirdly in the wrong positions, they should have been the other way around. But it is what it is, right? I thought they were 2 of the players that made a difference. So, what do you think's the logic here? Before he's improved himself. He has scored goals this season, but yet still doesn't seem to be getting a chance. What do you see with that? I mean, do you just think it's just because the manager doesn't like him? What's going on there?
Manager's favourites?
I don't know. I think if he's a smart bloke. I think if he saw the player in Tomlinson to get the result that he wanted to, put him on whether he likes him or not. This isn't the time of the season to be picking favourites and whatever. Because I don't think he particularly rates someone like Lemony Evans, for example, but he sees his use. but there is that big question mark over, the left-hand side of the field. We need crosses in the box. We even need somebody who can get in the 6-yard box and finish it like Tomlinson can. And it's just thinking, why not? The reason why, I don't know. And that's the big challenging thing, is that I just don't have. I think it's so logical that I can't make sense out of why it's not been, why he's not trusted him more.
As a season, our crossing hasn't been very good from anybody, really, has it?
I think from set piece and dead balls and things like that, corners and free kicks, it's for sure. But
our
I think
even got better. I think.
Yeah, I think balls in front of the box are, if Mendes or even a Rush gets in the penalty box and plays it across the 6-yard box, I think we've been fine. But yeah, I don't. To answer the question, I just don't know, and I wouldn't start Tomlinson tomorrow, to be honest. But I do think that he is a player that we should be bringing on early when it's so obvious that crosses in the box. And there were certain points there. Marv likes a good foray into the penalty area and the 6-yard box, and he scored from it a few times. Why would you not give more ammunition to that sort of extra headed ability? And it's confusing. It really is. It really, really is.
I think that's the thing for me. And again, Carl, I don't know your thoughts, but you talk about favourites and things like that, and I get it to a point. If the players that are playing there are doing well, and I'm not critiquing the players like Jones and Mellis because they're doing a job clearly, but I've just not seen in the last few games that dynamic where we need to be a bit more of a threat down the wing, and I think they give that to us.
Yeah.
And if it's obviously a game that's a must win, take every advantage you can. And I just felt like we didn't. And I'll go back to the point now. If we're going to do it, to your point, we should have been doing that 10 minutes into the second half. Not
for sure.
Yeah. I mean, how many times do you see, widespread changes on 55, 60 minutes? You got 10 minutes to impress me. If you don't, you're off. But not 80, 85 minutes. That's too long to let somebody settle into the pace of the game and make an impact.
I think as well is that when there is that danger of being gung-ho. But as I said, the past 2 games I never felt, and again, there is a caveat in one of those 2 games they did score, but I never felt like we were under the cosh where it's like, oh, look, we could go for it, but we could also let a point slip away here. Barrow never allowed a player to cross over the halfway line. And I know Tomlinson came on in the end. I can't remember when he came on, but like I was certainly, it was when Rush came on, and I genuinely thought we'd used all our subs because I thought he can't be, obviously he can't be leaving it this late, and he did, and
he did, yeah.
It's I just don't want the season to come down to.
We could have played one at the back, couldn't we? We could have played one at the back.
I genuinely would rather it come down to us screaming about a refereeing decision at the end of the year than looking and going, you never know, we could have had 4 or 5 more points here if you just altered the game slightly. And I've
just been a bit braver.
I've got a bit, and as well, another thing I've got to be honest about, that I'm quite embarrassed about the fact that I might have egg on my face here. I've been screaming.
Well, we wouldn't know. It's so dark.
I've been screaming for months about how, like when we lost points against Notts County away in the last minute and things like that. A couple of silly points against Colchester, and I thought, look, in the last 10 games, we'll be the ones that are running away because we pick points up better than others, and we're kind of not at the minute. And I know it's just a run of 4 games, 2 of which we've drawn, but going into a game like tomorrow, for example, this what scares me. It really does. It scares me how we're going to manage a game like that. But I also wouldn't be surprised if we won it 3-1. I really wouldn't. It's the complex.
Don's doing Don's things.
Can I just interrupt the show a minute?
No.
Tottenham Hotspur are now officially in the bottom 3.
West Ham are winning.
West Ham are winning 1-0. Maverick.
Got any more good news? Is Swindon losing yet?
Seems my £10 bet 2 months ago may be coming off, Cole. We'll see. Sorry to Ty if he's watching. I know you're a Tottenham fan. Someone has to be. Anyway, so I'm going back to Danny's comment because I was going to mention this when you guys are chatting, and this you'll probably fall over me saying this, but he says, I think the remaining Uncle Pete players are off in the summer, aka pre-warn, along with Aidan's secret love interest, of which Dave has asked, who is Aidan's secret love interest? As you all know, I have a lot of love for Scott Hogan.
You're not going to rant about him again, are you?
No, you're going to be surprised, but look, for me, the Barrow game, if ever there was a time for the worst striker, say Skyman Church, to put one bar in the back of the net, Barrow was probably the game to put him on. He never put him on. He brought a defender on. And I just sat there scratching my head. And I'm no fan, as you well know, but if ever there was a time, end of the game,
we hadn't noticed, have we, Albie?
That was it. And he didn't do it. And I don't understand what the logic was there. Because he rates him. He thinks he's great. Put him against the worst defence that you've got on the pitch, and it's not happened.
Happened.
And even to point to Albie, again, Rush coming on Hogan, who, again, if he rates Hogan, why is he out the window all of a sudden? There's logical decisions, there's illogical decisions. I'm taking my disdain for the player out of the way for a moment, but if you believe and rate that player, why suddenly is he not good enough anymore? It's things like that I'm really struggling with my head and the logic to them. Maybe I'm missing something here. But that's my take on it anyway.
Well, sometimes a manager makes a decision, you sit there scratching and think, what the hell's going on here? I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. There is no logic to it. Again,
there is no logic. No.
I'm
presuming our guest hasn't turned up from Bromley.
Not yet. Maybe they're on a protest. Who knows? Maybe they've forgotten. But we shall see if they come.
Can I just ask a question? Because I'm not going to be here much longer, boys. I've got to run off. You're both MK Dons gurus as well as I am, and I can't seem to think of a time ever that a team has ever got promoted at Stadium MK that isn't us.
Hasn't what?
So no team has ever won promotion at Stadium MK. Sheffield United could have for the infamous Alan Smith game.
Alan Smith goal.
Yeah, they did.
But I don't think anybody ever has. I've got a feeling Brentford might have sealed champions against us once, but that's about it. I don't think anybody's ever actually achieved promotion.
I can't recall it.
Off the top of my head, I'm racking my brain. I can't think of one.
Ashley, if you're watching. Oh, I know you are. Yeah. Ashley, if you're watching, has anybody ever sealed promotion?
No, I'm literally scratching my brain.
I can't think of anybody.
No.
Well, there's hopefully a good omen for us tomorrow. But if I was any late listening MK Dons Stadium MK staff, I'll be getting that netting as far up into the final 20 rows as you can, and don't let them anywhere near the front few rows of that stadium because. That could. I do not want to see anybody on our pitch. That would be horrible.
No, thank you. Exactly right. So just a couple of quick comments as well. So we got. I think our biggest weakness is midfield. Is what Jonathan said. He said we're missing Kasumu type player to break up play. I've been saying this for ages, Jonathan. I agree wholeheartedly. We've got some great technical players, but not a real enforcer. I think Matete was brought in to do that. You could argue Lemon Hay Evans kind of fills that role, or at least that's the nearest we've got to it at the moment.
Latest score.
Definitely need something there.
Colchester 1, Swindon 0.
There you go. Fantastic. Thank you, Colchester.
Staying silent until the end.
Yep, don't tempt fate.
Just letting you know.
Hopefully, one of our favourite podcasters at Up the U's is happy about that. I'll leave it there. And then, Ryan said his uncle will be unhappy if that's will be in a mood tomorrow if Bromley win as well. But no, I think. But before you go, Albie, what's your? I know you're nervous, but what's your take going in tomorrow? Are you kind of? How are you seeing it playing out from your perspective?
I don't think there'll be a lot of goals. I've heard a few people saying that there'll be it could be a 2-2, a 3-1, or a 3-3 or something like that. I don't think there'll be a lot of goals. I think they're going to frustrate.
That sort of team, are they? Oh, sorry, Bromley.
I don't pay enough.
Run away with it, are they?
I don't pay enough attention to their result, their, you know what I mean, their force stats and against stats and things like that. But I don't think so. But I think one thing that I really, really hope, and this, by the way, this absolutely goes to me as well because I'm a massive hypocrite when it comes to these sort of things. We really need to get behind the team tomorrow. Forget about everything that's gone before. And for as frustrating as the game's being, just don't stop singing. If their goalkeeper goes down 5 times and we're screaming, just back them. Just keep backing them. You know what I mean? We can't let that, because that's the first thing that Andy Woodman would be saying, is like when he's setting them out to go out. Doesn't say much, but frustrate the crowd, get them annoyed.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they even tomorrow, if they can't get promoted tomorrow, but they're basically on the line, he'll be happy. If they come out of there with a 0-0 draw and results go or whatever, he'll be happy. They just got to not lose, sort of thing. So that's exactly what's going to be tomorrow. I think it's going to be tight. I think it's going to be frustrating. But as I've been saying, and Colin's been saying for the past month, I think we're going to win.
Yeah, Albie, I've got a stat for you before you go.
Oh, go on, bring it in.
The highest placed team that Bromley have beaten away from home is in 8th place. Crew.
Yeah,
that's the highest.
That it, really?
Mm-hmm. The highest placed team they've beaten away from home are Crew.
Oh, now I'm confident.
Change. Yeah, that could change tomorrow. There we go.
Yeah. They've lost against Walsall. They've lost against Cambridge. They've lost against Swindon. They've lost against Oldham. They've drawn with Barnet, Grimsby, Chesterfield, and Notts County.
Am I right in saying as well they play midweek?
Yeah, Cambridge, isn't it?
Right. See, there you go. Thursday. As well is so. Yeah, as well. You know, they'll be looking at this as a double header. Just get 3 points out of either of these two, I guess.
Yeah.
So it won't be the end of the world if they lose. I think it's a bigger game for us than it is them. I know they can get it done now and they want to get it done. It's a bigger game for us than it is for them.
I agree. If they lose, it's still got it well in their hands. If we lose, it starts making it feel a bit difficult, doesn't it?
Well, the last four, sure. Cole, they need 3 points at the last four, effectively. You know, and again, I can see them doing that. And again, I will say, there's a frustration that say that the Bromley guest hasn't come along yet, and hopefully they do. But if not, unfortunate. I will say credit where credit's due to Woodman is I think he deserves Manager of the Year.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
You know, I will say one thing: their last 4 games are us, Cambridge, Salford, and Walsall.
Yep. Well, Walsall's the 3 points, that's for sure. The rest I'm not so sure about.
Yeah, but, see, the strange thing is now, and it could all change by this time tomorrow when I'm tucking into Nando's. But I'm not looking. I'm not looking up. I'm looking back at the moment. Yeah, I'm not thinking about the top. I'm not thinking about the title. My biggest concern is dropping out the top 3.
100%. And 100%, Albie.
And it was what 10 days ago, 2 weeks ago. We were thinking about going up, but looking up. But I know I'll end on this. We've got a really, really good team. No matter what it's been like the past few weeks, got a really, really good team. I still have faith in us. I'm just expressing concerns and frustrations, but we've definitely got a team that's more than capable of beating anyone, and that includes Bromley. So when I'm saying I'm nervous, I'm not nervous about anything other than dropping out and being scared for the final few games. That's all really. I definitely back us.
I think back us against anyone. I think this is all a cunning ploy, though, Cole, and I could be wrong. Ask and correct me here because I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure the only reason we're doing this is we want to come second. It's all mind games, Albie. It's all mind games.
Yeah, sure.
Because League 2, we've won it. We've come third, but we haven't got the second place trophy from memory. So that means we get a clean sweep of the trophies. That's why we're going to get second place. 2 unbeaten. We're on a run. Here we come, second place and autos. Job done, mate. End of story.
And am I not right in saying as well that generally speaking, the champion team never does as well as the other two when they go up?
Generally, they don't.
No.
Yeah, so there you go. This has been a tactical masterclass by Paul Warne all along.
Yeah, exactly that, right? And we'll all be saying it at the end of the season, mate. Don't worry about it.
I hope we are.
We need a smaller trophy because when we've won the Premier League 18 times in about 20 years, we'll have no room. So you need that small League 2 trophy there just to fill up the cabinet. Anyway,
Colchester 2, Swindon 0.
Come on.
Thank you very much, Colchester. Up the U's. But Albie, look, I know you got to shoot, mate. But look, thank you so much for jumping on, mate. Really appreciate you as always. Hopefully,
it's been a pleasure, boys. I wish I had more time. I completely forgot when I said to you on Monday that we had an early kickoff. So the last thing that I want to be doing is house chores. I've got to travel down from Aylesbury, so the last thing I want to do is house chores in the morning. So want to get all that sort of stuff done now, and then cry myself to sleep in fear.
So yeah, up in the cold sweat, ready for an early start. There we go.
And I'll hold you to this one, Aid. If we win tomorrow, I'll get a Guinness and I'll let you know what it's like.
I'll tell you what, mate. I'll walk you round to the bar after the game. There you go. If you do, We'll do it. Anyway, look, thanks so much, Albie. Hopefully we can get you back on at some point before the end of the season, mate. Really appreciate you.
Yeah, for the
Fingers
playoffs.
crossed. Yeah.
Been a pleasure. And the one thing I'll leave on this as well, I'm not being paid to say this, but the one positive about
Not being
12:30 kickoffs is Casbar. I like Casbar anyway, but it just means that I on purpose skip breakfast.
Get it a few hours earlier.
Well, that and I skip breakfast on purpose so that I can head to the Casbar and have an excuse to have a burger at 11 o'clock in the morning. So, you know what I mean? So, everybody get yourself down there and hopefully I'll see you boys tomorrow morning.
Will do, Albie.
What a way to end it, Albie. Thank you so much, mate.
Take care, mate.
Look forward to seeing you tomorrow, mate. Take it easy.
See you later, guys.
Cheers, mate.
Bye-bye.
Great guy. Love Albie. Knows his stuff. Proper stato.
Was that Albie? I didn't know it was Albie. I couldn't see it.
Just like me. I mean, he's got hair. He's still got youth on his side, so it's going to grow back. But makes me feel less insecure that there's others out there who look just as good with the limited hair on their follicled head. But look, great to have Albie on. Great to get his input. And as I say, I think moving into tomorrow, it's going to be a nerve-wracking game, Cole. So should we move on to Bromley?
Yeah, I mean, do you want to play the Luke Payne?
I was about to say, before we did that, there's a build-up to it, yeah. So we can do the Luke Payne review. So we're going to talk all things, and what I will say is listen in here, because he's got some very good points to make. Luke always makes some good points, but you can really feel his emotion pour out on this one.
Yeah, the trouble is he makes his good points while I'm in the loo.
Then cross your legs.
Go on, then.
I will say, keep an eye out for his halo because it is a shining from his head. But really good review. So we'll come on to the review. You've got 6 minutes and 10 seconds for your comfort break, Cole. Then we'll slip straight into all things Bromley.
Roll VT.
Right, we've got another couple of games to cover, and this time we have got the 0-0 draw at home to Barrow and the 1-1 draw away at Oldham. So I don't really know where to begin with this one because, I mean, it's points on the board, but it's probably not the points on the board we wanted. If I'm being totally honest, I mean, I'll come to the Barrow game first, which for me should have been a guaranteed 3 points. I got quite a lot of stick over the last sort of week or so for my sort of comments on Barrow, because if I'm honest, I didn't think they were much good. I didn't think they were much good at all. They didn't have much going forward whatsoever. It was only a question of if we would get the goal, and obviously we didn't. And it wasn't for a lack of trying, and there were chances in that game that I would have expected us to take. I think the big one, well, I'd say there were 2 huge ones. You're looking at the Callum Patterson one where, for me, I'd expect him to put that away, although benefit of the doubt, he's just returning from injury. And then the Joe Tomlinson one at the end, which if he just puts it either side of the goalkeeper, it just goes in, or just not straight at him. If it just goes across the goal further, it's in. There were other big chances in that game as well. You're looking at Nathaniel Mendes-Lang. I think he had a decent chance again, maybe benefit of the doubt, returning from injury. But unfortunately, we don't have the luxury of time. We need these players fit, firing, at their best, because this is not the time to be having a goals crisis. And that was the first time in the league this season where we've gone back-to-back games without scoring, which for me isn't good enough at this stage. So yeah, I think that was a disappointing point for that one, especially given that would have given us a bit of a buffer to the teams below us, even if temporarily. And there is going to be a theme to my problem in terms of the tactics of the team, and that's going to be the late substitutions. We did change one at half time, which was Mellish, which was technically an injury one, so I'm not sure that really counts. But then we didn't make any more changes until the 78th minute, and when you're really sort of pushing for a goal, you've got to try and change things a little bit sooner, in my eyes, especially because we have good players on the bench that can make an impact. And And then you come onto this Oldham game, and it's kind of a similar problem. Obviously, Aaron Domain came into the side and did a very, very good job for most of his appearance. But when Oldham did eventually score, it came down his side, and that's because he was gassed out. And Fulham asks his players to gas out, and then with the sort of promise that he'll take them off after they have gassed out, you know. But he obviously didn't do that in that situation, and as a result, we're kind of looking at the main and being like, well, you should have gone and closed down Hawks, because he's had a free cross at goal, and Fondop's had a perfect opportunity to attack a header, which they obviously went on and scored. So for me, that was too simple of a goal to concede. I don't want to entirely blame the main, though, because I don't think he should have been on the pitch still by that point. Yeah, I think that was just mixed messages from management, unfortunately, and that's a frustrating one. But we did at least score in this game, although it wasn't any of the strikers. It was a combination of centre backs with a cross and the goal. So Big Marv scores goals. That's just how it is at this point. He's nearly caught Collins for the season, which is outrageous. I don't want to be overly critical of this second draw, because Oldham aren't a bad side. I sort of came into that fixture almost dreading it, really, after the run of form we'd been on, but we at least managed to come away with something. I think it just feels worse because we went ahead and then conceded. But all in all, it's not the worst point in it's not the worst point overall, because we're still second. But I'm going to caveat that by saying that does put more pressure on the game we're about to play against Bromley, who I'm pretty sure Cheek is now confirmed out for the season, but that doesn't mean they don't have threats elsewhere. I'm looking at someone like Mitch Pinnock. He has to be isolated and played out the game as much as possible. He's a brilliant crosser of the ball, and he's one of those annoying players that also has a really good long throw. So any opportunity they have to get a ball in the box, they're going to do it. And they are the set-piece team of the division, the only team with a better set-piece record than ourselves. So that's one we're going to have to keep an eye on. And, well, we just need strikers scoring again. If we win this, it would be absolutely huge, given that third and fourth also play each other in this match week. So it's one of those. This needs to be 3 points. And don't get me wrong, I think the title's probably gone at this point. It would put us 4 points behind Bromley. But I'm more just looking at it from, we need to get autos at a bare minimum. And the target I've always been saying for autos has been 84 points. So that would be either 3 wins and a loss to surpass it and get 85 points, or 2 wins and 2 draws. But I think either way, I'm looking at this Bromley game and seeing this as it's now a must win. So we'll see if we've got what it takes. It's going to be an absolutely huge one. Go on, you Dons.
When he said that was a must win, that put the hairs on the back of my neck stood up.
He's bang on. He's bang on.
Yeah.
Again, thank you, Luke, as always. Great review. Really enjoyed that one. Really enjoyed the one. And I could not agree more with everything you said. And I'm glad he raised a bit about the gassed out with the Paul Warren thing as well. Because, I mean, if you're going to say, I want the players to give everything, gas out, whatever way you want to put it, you have to back them up. They have to know, as he quite rightly said, they're flat out on their feet. The cavalry's coming. Someone's coming on to change it up. You can't then sit there and critique a player for being out on his feet if a mistake happens. So I just really, really think that's the key thing for me tomorrow. We need to get the substitutions bang on. There are no room for excuses tomorrow. I don't want to hear excuses. I don't want to hear reasons why we coulda, shoulda, woulda. Get on the pitch, give it 100%. Give everything you can, and the fans will get behind you and give you everything they can. This is not just a big one in terms of a win. It's a big one for the season. Nothing less than 100%.
Absolutely massive.
Yeah, massive. Nothing less than 100% on that pitch tomorrow. Win, lose, or draw, as long as I know you've given it everything out there on the pitch, I can take that. But anything less, that, frankly, is unforgivable at this point in the season. That's my 2 pence worth on it, Cole.
I personally, I think we're very lucky to have someone like Luke that comes on and gives these reviews. I don't think I've ever disagreed with him ever. You know, and his ability to watch a 90-minute game and pull that information out and then put it on video while you're actually trying to watch and enjoy the game, I think it's unbelievable. It really, well, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, cheers, Luke. You're spot on, mate. 100%. I don't think anybody can argue what you said there. Well, if they do, you know, come on, put your comments up on screen. But
please do. But look, I just think anything less than a win tomorrow is unforgivable, Cole. If we fall into the playoffs, it's out of our hands, and then that becomes a very, very difficult proposition. I don't want excuses. I don't want mental blocks or anything, and he's gone. We need a win. We need to win. It's as simple as that. And I'm sorry, but whatever goes on tomorrow, I'm not listening to excuses anymore, Cole. Speaking of excuses, Club gave us an excuse, haven't they?
Yeah.
Want to talk about it?
They promised that we could have Paul Warne again, didn't they?
They did. Want to give us an update, Cole?
Not really.
Apparently, we'll have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. No promises.
Even though we were promised.
There's no promises. Anyway, let's see what happens on Saturday.
We shall see. But we have asked.
Again.
So again, my appeal is to you, the Don's Unplugged viewers out there in the ether who come along every week and listen to us, and we're grateful to it and comment, and we appreciate those comments. Please do me a favour when you're at the ground tomorrow. If you happen to see Ollie Charnock or Joe Thompson or any member of the MK Don staff and you'd like to see Paul Warne on the show, please let them know, because Colin has gone to great lengths to make sure that happens. Now, as a fan forum, we have an association with the football club, and I'm sick and tired, Colin, of us being a mouthpiece when it doesn't go both ways, right? This is about transparency. It's about fan engagement. The fans would like to have another opportunity to see the manager or to speak to people. That is the whole point of Together as One, which, by the way, Colin, myself, and others on the DSA brought to the fore when we were on that committee.
Together
as One. Yeah. Now, we're not here to poke fun. We're not here to critique. We're here to provide a platform. And I'm sorry, but if you're going to shy away from that, that equally is really, really unforgivable.
Well, if you're not at the game tomorrow, I'll know why.
Colin, I'm a paid-up fan. I'm a fan first, the same as everyone else on here. We have asked, we were promised, it's not happened. If you can't do something, don't promise something. I'm sorry, I'm not going to bite my tongue on this. There is nothing we did on this show previously to suggest any reason why the gaffer can't come back on and answer a Q&A. Now, if he's busy or indisposed, explain that, and that's fine, and we understand that. But at the same time, we've been made promises that have now been dangled like a carrot, simply not good enough. Fans would like to see them. Please make your comments to those individuals tomorrow. As fan engagement officers, they should be listening because that's their role. End of story. Colin, over to you.
And I was worried that I was going to have a drink tonight and get really...
Colin, I'm sorry.
No,
we do this week in, week out as a hobby because we're fans, and all fans want is the opportunity to understand and listen. Now, if you can't make something, just say you can't make it. Don't tell us you can and then change your mind at the last minute. I'm not saying the gaffer's at fault here because I don't think that's the case. But don't leave us dangling when fans really would like to see it. And it's as simple as that. If you can't, fine. But don't tell us maybe this, maybe that, maybe if blue turns green. I'm sorry, it's a yes or a no, and just give us a reason as to why. So we don't have to leave our viewers dangling for it. End of story.
And we promote this club. We've got
100%. The clothing, everything. Absolutely.
Product placement.
And again, Cole, we love all the staff. We appreciate all the hard work they put in. We appreciate the gaffer. We appreciate the players. We might have our views, but we do our best to promote this club on this platform to the best of our abilities to get the message out that all we're asking in return is for a little bit of transparency and a little bit of honesty around.
The thing that frustrates me is this show is an associate member of the club, apparently, and they don't even answer our emails, and I think that's pretty poor.
That's my point. That is my point. It's not about yes or no. It's about
very
courtesy.
Poor.
It's about courtesy. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry.
Very poor. No, anyway. Don't apologise. It's poor. Very poor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's now a bit of my tongue, but like I say, if people can't be bothered to respond and leave us hanging, I think that is dreadful because you wouldn't expect it the other way around. So please have the courtesy to come back to people.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
No, don't apologise, mate. You're right. You're right. Absolutely right. Absolutely right.
Yeah. Well,
calm down now.
I'm just frustrated, Colin. Weeks have been left with no response. It's just not.
Colchester 3, Swindon 0.
Fantastic. Fingers crossed it's 4 before the end of the game. So we shall see. But there we go. Anyway, King Uber said, is the title back on if Bromley lose to us and Cambridge?
I don't know. Let's talk about the overview of game. Let's talk about the overview of the game.
Well, I was going to say, we're going to come on to top. Maybe we'll do that before we go on to Bromley.
Well, yeah, but because we say, is the title back on? I wish to God it was. I've had quite a decent bet on the Dons at 10-1 at the start of the season, but I've virtually written that off.
Yeah. Look, I think
I think, right, the running, you're talking about the running, right? If we could beat Bromley tomorrow, next week, they play Cambridge.
Yeah, and we play Crewe away. That's not going to be an easy game, to be fair.
No. And then the following week, they've got to go to Salford.
We've got Tranmere at home.
I tell you what, there is a scenario. I mean, anybody can say that. There is a scenario that Bromley don't get another point this season.
Yeah.
There is a scenario.
Yeah. There is that.
I can't see it, but there is that scenario.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's look at the top, what was it, 6 that we're looking at. So you got Bromley, we've already talked about. Obviously, R1, most people know that. Notts County. So this is the dynamic tomorrow. Notts and Cambridge play each other. So 3rd versus 4th, as Luke mentioned earlier. That's a huge game, Cole. That's a huge game.
Massive game. That'll be a nerve shredder.
Oh, I mean, look, you've got to think, for us against Bromley, as much as we're stressing about that, Notts and Cambridge will be equally as their fans stressed about tomorrow's game because it is.
They'll know if anybody loses that game.
Yeah,
that's a 6-point chase. That's a massive game, massive,
100%.
Bigger than our game, I think.
Yeah, 100%. It is. So there's that one to think about. You've got obviously Swindon tonight. So
but hang on a minute. They've got Colchester as well.
Yeah,
Notts County. I mean, they're winning. They're winning. I think they're probably a little bit far off the playoffs.
This is the dynamic for me because I've said to you before, and probably to a few people watching as well. For me, and everyone's got their opinions, but for me, the best away team I've seen at Stadium MK for me for play was Notts County earlier in the season. I thought they were phenomenally good.
Yeah.
They've then got after Cambridge, which again is going to be a hell of a 6-pointer, whatever way you want to put it for promotion. They've got Barnet at home, who again we all know are no one's
bloody good team.
Yeah, exactly that. And they've got skin in the game now because they're near their playoff. You've then got, as you say, Colchester away,
and then you've got the form team in League 2,
Bristol Rovers at home. Who would have thought that?
They're top of the form table.
Exactly that. I mean, what a concoction of four teams. I think it's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
Go on then, Cambridge.
Cambridge, obviously, we've talked about the next game. They've then got Bromley away, which is the midweek game. So again, for Bromley, that's them. It's a tough one. So that's 2 huge 6 points there straight away that can make a huge difference to that top 3 or 4. They've then got Grimsby at home. Again, not an easy team to break down.
We're a funny team.
Exactly. Well, it can be hot or cold, right? You've then got Barrow at home for Cambridge. So
fighting for their life.
Fighting for their lives, and 2 games. That'll be the second to last game, penultimate game. They'll need every point they can get, so it won't be easy. Then they've got Crewe away on the last day of the season for Cambridge. Now Swindon, we've obviously seen tonight with Colchester United. Interesting. You've then got Accrington at home, so you would hope that Accrington do us another favour, but again, technically on paper, it's one Swindon should probably be winning. They then got Grimsby away, which again we've already mentioned is a bit of an up and down team, and then Chesterfield at home. So out of the run-in so far, outside of us, I think that's probably the easiest one I've looked at on paper. I say that they're
losing 3-0 tonight.
Well, exactly right. And in Salford, because if things don't get even more stressful, Salford have got Gillingham at home tomorrow, who were dreadful but seem to be picking up a bit of form of late. So that could go either way. You've got Oldham away, so that's going to be another tough game for Salford, although a bit of a semi-derby, if you like, because they're quite close together. They've then got Bromley at home for the penultimate game, and then Crawley away. So, I mean,
Crawley are fighting for their lives.
Well, they are. So again, I mean, you look at those top six and the run-ins. It's difficult. It's a difficult one. It really is.
Look. Would you? I'd love to think that we could finish this against Tranmere and go to Fleetwood and have a great day out.
I'd like it to, but I can't see it.
And have a great day out.
But
I've looked at these fixtures time and time again, and I just no idea where it's going to go. Should the owner get on?
As in Fahad. Should Fahad come on? Love to see it, by the way. Colin, love to see it. We're always open to it. Grant, when Paul came on here, it was great. Absolutely, that's the whole point. People love to see the gaffer. He's a great guy, and all we want to do is give him the airtime with the fans for them to get their questions over. And again,
promote.
100%. 100%. Dave is absolutely right. Need to be together as one. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate that.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate
Danny
that.
said, so that Guinness isn't... Yes, it is 0% actually this week. I just taught my mind. I don't need alcohol to do that, Danny.
I do.
3-0 Colchester. Colin, we've already mentioned that, but thank you. Grant says 12 points to play. So we're talking about this. Cambridge have 15 to play because they've got the game in hand. And we are 7 behind Bromley, and Cambridge are 11 behind. So, yeah, I'm like, again, going into this run, it's really interesting. I mean, looking at that, taking ourselves out of it, Cole, who do you think has got the best run?
Bloody hell.
I think Swindon on paper, but they've proved tonight that it's never that straightforward, right?
I don't think any team's got it.
Out of all of them, objectively.
God almighty. I don't know. God almighty.
It's a hell of a... I mean,
I'm just looking at it now, and then I look at one and I think, oh, Notts County haven't got a bad run. Oh, yes, they have. Cambridge, oh, bloody hell, they have. There's difficult...
there is.
This weekend will make the picture a little bit clearer. I think Swindon could sort of drop down a little bit, make it a bit hard.
Okay.
But then they've got Accrington, Grimsby and Chesterfield. They could get 9 points from that, you know?
Well, this is the thing. If they lose tonight, which it looks like they may do, that makes their next few games even more imperative for them to be fighting.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, you've got to be looking at that and saying, and Holloway's got to be saying to his Swindon players, you've got to win the last 3.
So, how do you see, based on it, we'll change our mind week on week probably, but how do you see that?
We will.
How do you see that top 4, not top 3, top 4 finishing at the moment?
I'm confident it's probably over-egging it a little bit. Yeah. One city, one club. Yeah. One-way street as well.
Anyway, yeah.
I think Bromley will win the league. And I think they'll win, probably not necessarily by winning a game. I think it'll be because of clubs behind them fail.
Okay.
I mean,
so you think rather than winning it, it's more the fact other teams losing it is ultimately.
I think it'll be that they'll probably win the league sitting in their front room watching the scores come in. I don't know, something like that. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you think Bromley top? Okay.
I think Bromley top. I think we'll be second.
And again, everyone watching, put your top 3, 4 in. We'd love to see what
I think we'll be second, and I think Cambridge will be third.
You think Cambridge?
Yeah, I think Cambridge.
So
because I think if sorry, I've just got to find these games.
No, you go for it. I've got a slightly different take on it, but I'll come on to mine in a minute.
I think Cambridge have got a nasty run. Notts County, Bromley, Grimsby, Barrow, Crewe. I think they'll beat Notts County at home. I think they'll get I think they'll beat Bromley actually.
Okay.
I think they'll beat. I can see Cambridge getting 9 points. minimum. If they stop conceding in injury time.
Yeah, I mean, so King Noob said on here, and again, thank you for the comment, by the way. When we beat Bromley tomorrow, I love the confidence. I love the confidence. And Notts County, Cambridge finishes 1-1. I mean, again, talk
I
about
wouldn't
ideal
say
scenarios.
we've got relatively
You're
easy
teasing me. You're teasing me with this comment. He says, I think it will beat us up. We have relatively easy fixes. I'd love to agree. I'd love to agree. The only problem I will say is at this point at the stage of the season, as we saw in the playoffs against Crawley, because we should have thought, well, that's going to be an easy one. No game is guaranteed at this point of the season, and there are always twists and turns. So I don't want to tempt fate. I'd love to say I agree, and I hope tomorrow you're right with both their scores, by the way. But I've been here too long and lost too much hair seeing the twists and turns with this club over the last 20 years. But a great comment, so thank you. Louis, thanks for the comment. He says, I don't like Liam Kelly and Luke Offord and Connor Lemonhay, Evans, Scott Hogan, Jonathan Lecco. There you go.
Well, thanks for that.
Thanks, Louis. I appreciate that. Liam Kelly, I'm surprised about. He's been one of our best players this season, Louis, but let us know why. I'd love to know why you don't like Liam. But again, thank you for the comment. Appreciate it, mate. Bromley, Cambridge, Dons is what Dave seems to think. He thinks we're going to end up third. Thank you for that, Dave. Appreciate that. I'll come on to mine in a minute. Bromley, Dons, Cambridge, Salford from Colin. It's not a bad shout. Bromley, Dons, Notts, Cambridge is my top four. I'm with you, Stephen. You've called it exactly where I am with it.
I'll tell you what the scary thing is.
Go on.
The potential for the playoffs.
Yeah, I know that. I wanted to come on to that. But...
Yeah, well, I don't want to talk
That's why I don't want us to drop out the top three, Cole. It's going to be one of the toughest playoffs I've ever seen in League Two. Yeah. Anyway, we'll finish this up and we'll talk about that. Cambridge have had 5 games that have ended 1-1, and the other team equalising the 90th plus minute. They have
last three home games.
100%. Dave says not responsible for Louis. Nothing wrong with it, Dave. Everyone's entitled to a voice, and quite right that they should be allowed to speak their mind. So thank you, Louis. Just pretty fascinated, generally fascinated by his distaste for Liam Kelly, because I think he's been one of our best players this season. But again, love to know why. Ryan said, you both know if we secure second, would be the first club to have gone up in League Two, being first and third. That's exactly what I just said a minute ago, Ryan, and that's exactly why it's happening, mate. We need all the trophies.
History.
That's it, right? We make history. We don't buy it. Not like other clubs. They GoFundMe page is open, by the way, if you know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Danny, for that one earlier. What the Liam Kelly info?
Do you want me to say it?
Go for it.
I mean, I was told that he's playing under injury and having to have injections before every game. Now, a little bit like Alex Gilby. Now, if that's true, that's probably the reason that
he's subbed off.
He's being subbed off. I don't know, but that's what we were told.
Another red for Swindon, but not black. Please tell me, Sir Botwood, it was for Mr. Holloway.
Oh, it's not Mr. Yeah, so that's what we were told. Liam Kelly's having an injection. He needs an operation, and they're hoping to hold it off because he's one of the most influential players. So, if that is true, that would sort of make sense why he's been pulled off in about the 70th minute. So, that's what I was told. Again, whether it's true, I don't know, but that's what I was told.
Again, Cole, if true, I take my hat off to him for playing for the Pain Barrow. That's a hell of a player if he's doing that. And again, to be a top player as well whilst doing that, if true.
We owe Notts County. But
we do. But I agree with Grant. They're the one that worry me. And I generally think that they will beat Cambridge tomorrow. I'd love to see it be a draw, but I think they're going to beat them and be in the top 3 come the end of tomorrow. And I hope it's not on our expense from that. Danny says, I think Barnet are heading for the playoffs and wouldn't surprise me if they win it. I'm more about, I think Oldham, potentially, Danny. I think Oldham. But again, they impressed me with one of the away games this season. Again, Barnet, to be fair, I think have done really well. And if they do get in the playoffs, same as Oldham, fair play to both of them. You always know there's one team that sneaks in towards the end of the season, hits a form at the right time, and causes everyone mayhem. So potentially that could be Barnet or Oldham, I think, from my side. But again,
latest score.
It was Holloway sent off.
No, I've got a latest score for you.
Go for it.
West Ham have scored 2 quick goals. They're now winning 3-0, and Spurs are even deeper in the shit.
Oh, well. There we are. They've got a new manager anyway, allegedly. I don't know who he is. And
Yeah.
I'm not going to
How about that? They haven't played a game, and they're in the bottom 3.
There you go. There we go. Anyway, up to date on our comments, Cole. What's your thoughts? I mean, obviously, our Bromley guest hasn't made it. So, again, sorry for those of you who've been waiting to see Georgie. Unfortunately, for whatever reason, she hasn't been able to make tonight. We'll find out as to why. But, yeah, I mean, what's your take of tomorrow, Cole? I mean, I'm quietly confident. I don't want to say I'm going to brag and say we're going to win it. I don't think it's going to be an easy game. How do you see it playing out?
I've got, I mean, I've been saying this for weeks now. I've been saying it for absolute weeks. But I've been looking forward to this game, not because of the implications a few weeks ago where people were billing it as the title decider. But I think we're a lot better now than what we were. Probably not in some of the last few games, admittedly, but I think we're a lot better equipped for the long throw and the set piece with Nelson and Marv and Sanders all in harness together. I just think we're a little bit better. They haven't got Michael Cheek. Looks like Michael Cheek's probably out for the season. Although Andy Woodman is being a little bit cagey about things and he's saying, I might just unleash him on some unsuspecting team. I think that's just Andy Woodman gameship, like he's trying to get teams to set up, or prepare themselves for Michael Cheek and then probably taking the eye off Mitch Pinnock, Mikey, what is his name? Kabamba up front.
We all know.
I don't know. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to win. There you go.
Yeah, but I think to Danny's point, with the Just Giving page for that lot down the road, who will not be named on this show.
Look, got the begging bowl out again.
Again, raising 1 million, but that's a different story, not for us to waste our time on. But Mr. Pinnock used to play for them, and I have to say, when we played away at Bromley, I thought he was a very dangerous player. Very dangerous player. And credit where credit's due. As much as I have disdain for that club, I think as a player, he is very good. And I think
he got nine assists, I believe. Yeah, something like 9 or 10.
Well, I think Bromley done well to get hold of him. I think the interesting thing we talk about Bromley, like I say to you, I generally think Woodman deserves Manager of the Year. End of story. I think there's no doubt about it for me and anyone that thinks differently.
Second lowest budget.
Well, second lowest budget. Favourites for relegation. He's put a team together. I do sadly think for them, if they do get promoted, a bit like Crawley did, they'll scatter their team to the 7 corners of the earth because they need the money. I think that's the reality of it.
But I mean, being. It's a pity Georgie hasn't came on because I mean, it might sound harsh, but I describe them as an anonymous team because outside of probably
harsh, but yeah, I get your point.
Yeah. Michael Cheek, Kabamba, and Mitch Pinnock, probably Brooklyn Alunga because he's a former Don. Nobody really knows them.
No, but I think at the same time that's their strength, Cole, because people don't know how to.
Well, I think they get underestimated. I think they get underestimated.
Look, you look at that squad.
They have a way of playing, don't they?
They have a way of playing. They've got a good identity, and I think, as I say, I think Andy Woodman's been an exceptional coach this season. And again, let's not forget in January they didn't have a lot of money, and we all said they're going to lose all their players. It's all going to fall apart, and it didn't. Right. And that's down to the gaffer in part. You've got to say, people say the buck stops with the gaffer, and you're quite right, it does. And I think he's shown exceptional leadership skills at a club which is in a very, I wouldn't say precarious is the right word, but I mean, the income isn't going to be massive. They've got to balance the books, and I think they're a club that is a good example of a club that's come from the non-league, been stable, been prudent, built slowly, built cautiously, got the right players in for their style of play, and it worked, and it is working. So. If they go up, I generally hope any team that goes up, and I hope we're in that point. I wish everyone the best, with the exception of one team in the EFL.
Well, they've got a plan and they stick to it, haven't they?
Yeah, and I people say, well, if they go up, they'll come straight back down. I'm not so sure. If they keep that team together, I'm not so sure. I think again, a lot of League One teams who haven't played them, who don't know about them, may find themselves become a cropper as well. So take Bromley at your peril. If you think it's just going to be an easy win for any League One team next season, because we've proved they're no one's fools when we're away. A lot of teams have come a cropper against them who should, on paper, have won. But look, I think tomorrow's game for me, there's a few things in my head why I think we'll be okay.
Put your scores up, by the way. Put your scores up.
Yeah, please do. We've had a few, but stick them back up. I think for me, it's a wider pitch, Cole, at Stadium MK, so I think that plays into our hands.
Mm-hmm.
I hope and I believe the crowd will be up for it tomorrow, and I think that can have a huge, huge difference. And again, I think Luke's mentioned it, Albie's mentioned it, I'm going to mention it, you're going to mention it. Don't get on the players' backs if things aren't going to plan. More than
I don't want to hear booing at half time. That's just bullshit.
More than ever, if it's not going to plan, get behind the boys, sing, cheer them on, give them a boost. It's the only way. And again, we started the slogan. It's carried on. Dave and the MKDSA have carried it on, but together as one is something. It's not just words. It's something that means something. We know everyone in this in the community of football doesn't like our club and wants to see us fail every twist and turn. The worst thing you can do is start turning on each other. We're all fans of this club. We all love this club. Whether you've been there from the Wimbledon days like me or whether you joined last year, it's immaterial for me. If you pay your money, you come to support the team, do exactly that. Stick together. We're a close-knit community. We're a special club. I'm proud to be a fan. I know you are, Cole. We've got a good manager. We've got a good squad. They're a little, in my mind, I think there's a mental block there. There's panic because it's close to the end of the season, and it's happened to other teams, not just us.
Wow. Swindon tonight.
Yeah, but the point here is strip that back. You look at the squad we've got. You look at the gaffer we've got, the assistant manager, and the whole team there. I think they do a phenomenal job, and they work hard, and they don't get the thanks sometimes. And okay, it doesn't always get a plan, but that's football, right? You can't win every game. You're going to have a bad patch. Unfortunately for us, the last 4 has been a blip. I'd have liked it earlier in the season, but if it's going to happen, it's going to happen. The main thing is we're unbeaten in 2. We're still second with all of what's gone on, all the panic that people have been worried about so far over the last 4 games. Don't take away from the fact tomorrow, it's still in our hands. Don't give the players grief when they need your support to make sure by the end of the 90 minutes, it is still in our hands and we're a few points better and closer to the finish line.
Well, that's a perfect segue for what you said to move on to our probably, put your scores up, by the way. Warren, what's the elephant in the room?
Well, it's the devil's advocate question. We've been asked to raise it. So I've got my thoughts, and we'll talk about that in a second. And Colin's got his thoughts, but I mean, I'll start with you, Cole. Where do you sit with this? Where do you sit with this? I know we've talked about it off air, on air, before in the past, but where we're at the moment, and what I will say to everyone there is take the emotion of what of this out of it for a minute and look at it from a data standpoint. You're Fahad. You're sitting in the boardroom. We all know his demands are 4 promotions in the next 5 years. That's what he wants. And I can understand it. It's put a lot of money into the club, and we should be grateful for that. What are you doing as the owner in terms of that situation? If the worst was to happen, and this is devil's advocate question, is to repeat it, we don't get promoted this season. What do you do as the owner of the football club?
I would not sack him, not for anything, anything.
And why?
Because last season the instability in this club. Look, we were talking about together as one. Last season, we were so disjointed, the fans, the players, the team, and that's what a new manager's coming in does to you. People say, oh, new manager. Bullshit.
I have seen that, Jamie, by the way. Thank you for that comment.
I think you need stability within the club. You need stability. And I think he's been very unfortunate, and you can say, well, part of that's his fault, but we don't know that. We don't know. People go, oh, Paul Warne breaks players. That came from Derby. We don't know if it's true. We haven't got a clue. Yeah. But
again, great point from Bob. Sorry, at the bottom there. So Bob just said, don't forget, we've always got a good owner, no personal ego trip. But no, he hasn't. That's a valid point.
If I was Fahad, I would look at it and think, yeah, we've had a bit of a kick in with the injuries and all the rest of it, but we've built. And I think if we do happen to be in League 2 next season, I think we will steamroller it next year. I really do. And I don't think... And also as well, when you look at it and you think, Paul Warne, okay, go on, you're going to sack him in May. Who are you going to bring in?
Well, unless it's... Yeah, exactly.
What manager are you going to bring in? What manager? That would be the, and I agree with Dave. You can't keep sacking managers. Is Paul Warne staying at MK Dons? Dave?
He's just answered. You're both typing at the same time.
Yeah.
No, look, Cole,
I think it would be total madness I mean, let's not rule out one thing. Somebody might come for Paul Warne in the summer.
Well, that was my point. Look, great case, great argument, and I agree with everything you've said there, to be honest. Look, for me, I've been asked this question on the terraces multiple times. And I'll be honest with you, I scratched my head thinking, why? Because to me, like I said to you, given where we were last season, given the instability, let's not forget, you had Williamson, you had Lindsay, you then had Gladwin as obviously caretaker, then Paul Warne. So we had 4 managers in that time. You had, and this is my personal view, and people can disagree or agree, probably one of the most ridiculous transfer windows at the start of that season when we just bought midfielders because we somehow thought that they were going to be out of business for midfielders for the rest of the decade. I don't know. But 11 midfielders, there was no strategy. It was buying players, not looking at where were the gaps, where were we well, where did we need a bit more improvement. I just felt it was almost a cash grab or a grabbing the best or the cheapest players at the time, and there was no strategy for it. I think Warney's come in, taken a look at what was in that squad. He's got rid of the players he could do. Unfortunately, some of those were signed on ridiculously long contracts or quite lucrative contracts at the time. There's some overhang from the transfer of Pete to Fahad as well that you've got to factor into some of that strategy. Don't forget. And this season, we've got a bloated squad because of partly some of that overhang that happened from last season. So I don't think Warney's necessarily had the ability to get all the players he wanted in due to, in part...
I agree.
Due to, in part, a bloated squad. So he's had to try and ship people out where he can. And that's not easy when players aren't playing and they're not very good, to be quite frank. Yeah. Who's going to want to buy them, particularly when they're on very good money? They're not going to want to walk away from that contract. And you wouldn't, understandably, as one of those players. So there is that to factor in. There's also the fact that we are in the automatic promotion spots less than a year after the total fiasco of being about 5 or 6 points from going down. Just remember that for a minute.
Yeah, Warne hasn't been here a year yet.
No, but to be where we are after 2 transfer windows, 2 very shrewd transfer windows, I will hasten to add, by Paul and the team at Stadium MK. I think is an incredible achievement over less than 1 season. Now, if we don't go up, and I'm Fahad and I'm sitting in that room, I'm expecting Paul Warne to sit there and explain himself is probably what most managers would have to do. Now, I don't think he needs to because the case is already there. Look, I've not had more than 1 season so far. I've started to build a squad. I've started to get the players that I want. I need more time to refine and hone that. And to your point, Cole, I think I don't think we will be, right? I don't want to doomsay, or tempt fate, but I think we'll be up. But if the worst was to happen, I don't think we're more than probably 5 or 6 players once we ship people out of having a squad with depth and quality. And once that's done, if God forbid we were in League 2 next season, like you, and again, I don't want to sound overconfident, but I just look around at the teams around us, with the exceptions of the Salfords, the Notts Counties, if they don't go up because of some other good players. But I don't see
There's 10. There's going to be some good teams not go up.
But I don't see 10, 15 massive squads that I'm looking over my shoulder about. I think would be in that top 3 pretty quickly. And I wouldn't see us moving from that all season if the worst was to happen. Now, on the question of Paul Warne's future, let's not forget the beginning of last season, he turned us down the first time we tried to get him. We went back in for him. We chased him and chased and obviously put a better contract or whatever. None of us know. But things were changed for him to change his mind. He was open about that the last time we had him on here as well. Let's not forget Rotherham were looking for a manager at the time. Now, I don't know, but I would imagine if they had have come in for him, that would have been a pull at the heartstrings, quite rightly, with his time there. So the fact that we managed to lure him away, given the fact that he turned us down, in itself is an achievement. I think he's been here now long enough to understand the dynamic. I think he understands the mission. I think he's confident in that mission.
The club.
I think he's built an affinity with the club, with the fans, and I think he wants to do well for us. And to your point, unless you're coming in with a Jose Mourinho, Pep Guardiola, which obviously I still think they wouldn't do it in League Two. But
you look around, and who would you get? Where would you look?
Where are you looking? I mean, who are you going to come in for? Who's going to be the person that's suddenly going to step up and magic up? Because the promised land was Graham Alexander. The promised land was Mike Williamson. The promised land was Scott Lindsay. The list goes on and on. Yeah, Liam Manning, of course, but obviously he's taken a break from Huddersfield at the moment. And by the by, we said it last week, and we generally wish Liam well.
All the best, Liam.
I don't see him coming back into football for quite some time, Cole, and I think he needs that time.
And as well, let's not forget, we've been, what was it, a couple of poor seasons in, or was it 3 seasons in League One? Yeah. 4-0 West Ham. Thank you for that. And then we've had like a year here. You know, we've been basic, other than going up in the Championship, and we went down to League Two and went back up again, I know, and all the rest of it. But we haven't had a good time of it. Why would we, when the plan is coming together, it might not come off this year, but why, when the plan is coming together and we're getting the building blocks put in place, we've got the manager, we've got the owner, we've got the money, we have got the manager in Maya. We only need the squad. And like Aidan said, there's a little bit of dead wood in the squad, and we all know who it is, and people like that, and there are a handful of people in there that you get rid of. You bring people in of the same ilk as Patterson, Nelson, Ekpiteta, Sanders. You've got to look at that. He hasn't been here a year yet. A year. I think it'd be madness to get rid of him. Madness.
No, I'm with you, and look, I'll finish off.
Too many people blame the manager, and it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
And I'll finish off with the fact, and Bob mentioned it there when he was talking on his comment. And I want to bring it back up. He said, I don't think they'll sack him. I don't think they'll listen to any other offers. And he believes in the squad. And that's a point as well. Let's not forget, under Pete, and I will always be thankful to Pete for what he did for the club over the years. Whatever people might think towards the end of his tenure, I will always be grateful to him. But that is done. We are now under a new regime who don't, and we have a very good luxury here. We don't have to sell. We don't have to do anything.
We're not a selling club anymore.
Unless it makes sense. So it's the same with the manager. Unless he's going to come in with a stupid offer and he knows he's got someone lined up that can walk in.
I guarantee you, you won't hear Paul Warne anywhere, whether it be on here, if God forbid we ever get him on here again, or anywhere else with Toby Locke, Paul Dixon, or anywhere. You won't hear Paul Warne say, we can't stand in his way. That was just bullshit, because I want to sell him we know that players did not want to leave this club years ago. Yeah. Players didn't want to leave this club. But the story was sold to us. They didn't want to stand in that way. These players didn't. We know. These players said to us, and people we know, they don't want to go. But they were sold. They were sold.
I could sit here like you, Cole, and I know we can't, and probably haven't got time now, but I could list off, and I'll tell you after the show, and you're probably saying the same names as me. I could list off 8 or 9 players that desperately wanted to stay here. Players under the Manning era, let me leave it that who didn't want to go, who wanted to come back, and because of financial reasons were let go, or for financial reasons weren't brought back in, etc., etc. We're not in that anymore. And again, I'm not criticizing Pete, because the Pete model worked to an extent, but they got to a point where he could take us only so far.
It was limited. It was limited.
Yeah. And I'm glad between us that he was able to recognize that. And I know how hard it was for him to sell the club, genuinely, having spoken to him on a one-to-one, knowing that it wasn't just a club for him. He built the stadium. He brought it to Milton Keynes. It was his love. It was his passion. It was his hobby. It was his thing. And
it was
I know
his baby, but I'm afraid that.
But they can only take it so far. They can only take it so far.
I think that what do they call it?
No, but look, this is what I'm saying is I've got to say credit to Pete
like
because
it like fogged it up a little bit, didn't it? It
But this is
was
the
so
point,
obsessed with keeping the club.
Of course he was.
I think he lost sight of the bigger picture.
But this is the point. This is the point. I understand why, and I have to say, I'm not going to go into it because it would be completely unfair of me to do that. But I know how hard and how difficult and emotional and what that took Pete through to do it. And he did that because of the fans, the city, and everything else to make it better. And as I say, I won't go into all of it, but I just know what he went through.
54 million.
What he went through. Cole, money aside, it was more than that for Pete. The money's good, but it was more than that. And I have to say, it generally was. I know how hard it was for him. And also for him to validate the next owners weren't going to be a bunch of cowboys that promised the world and then got shot of it or redeveloped it or whatever. He took an awful lot of time on that. Whatever anyone thinks about everything else, I know for a fact that's what he did. And I'm very grateful to him for that. Now, look, for Hans there, I generally don't know the guy. I don't think anyone does. He's a lot more of a standoff owner and probably how an owner should be. Pete was a different dynamic in that way. But he does care. He's put his money where his mouth is off the field. This season, he's put his money where his mouth is on the field. So if anyone's going to question the loyalty or where this club is going or the money that's down, I think you're mad. If you're questioning that Paul Warne is the wrong man for the job, then I'd love to understand who you think is the solution, because it's quite easy for anyone. Same in politics, right? This is wrong. That's wrong. This is crap. This is shit.
Yeah. What's the solution?
Exactly. Talk to me about what you're going to do or what's better, because I've not heard it, Cole. I've not.
No, I haven't. I haven't heard it.
And I just think it's very short-sighted. I've heard fans popping at each other in the cowshed about the fact that we've not won a game. For goodness sakes, give your head a wobble. Look where we were a season ago, and it could have been catastrophic.
12 months, on the edge. Almost 12 months of the day where we were.
100%. We're on the edge of something phenomenal, and I hope and I believe that we're going to do it. I genuinely do.
And if you've waited 20-odd years for this moment...
You and I both.
Don't get nervous now. Don't get nervous now. No. Don't go pulling the bloody...
Bigger picture, right? Bigger picture. Anyway, Matt says, well said on the matter regarding booing. As someone who hasn't shied away from booing in the past, I'm very annoyed to hear booing after Barnett and Barrow. It's not deserved or needed right now. Look, Matt, the argument, I agree, but the argument is you pay your money, you can do what you like. I was in Club Platinum for the Barrow game, and I will tell you, it blew my... I was sitting on the front balcony. There was a guy behind us, very well-dressed gentleman, after the game, stood up, booed, and said, "You're all effing shit," and stormed out. And I'm like, why are you here?
Who was that? One of our directors?
No. But someone clearly pays a lot of money. They're entitled to their opinion, but it's like, we've not just been relegated to the National League. I get the emotion. You're frustrated.
Really helpful. That is, isn't it? Really helpful.
That doesn't help. That's the time you go, do you know what? I'm really pissed off that we didn't win that. It's really frustrating, but my God, look, we've got to keep going. Let's get behind the team. It's a difficult one, Matt. You're never going to get everyone agreeing on this. That's life, right? But I would hope people see the bigger picture. Just step back for a minute when you're frustrated and go, look where we've come from. Not just last season, but for the last 5 or 6 years of slow decline down since the championship days, ultimately.
You've waited 25 years for this moment. Don't get bloody cold feet now.
Yeah. Yes, Jamie. And I'll say no more. Yes, Ryan, and I'll say no more. There's plenty more to talk about.
Yeah.
And
it's funny how people know who we're talking about.
Yeah, there's so many things I could say.
Do you know Benny Kafobi didn't want to go as well? Benny Kafobi did not want to leave.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. And there's a number of others as well. Anyway, under a different regime. If I think it was under this regime, the one that gets and frustrates me, just as an aside, while we finish this up, is Max Dean. Almost minutes away from the ownership transferring. He has been at about 5 away games this season, or thereabout from memory.
Didn't want to go.
No. Spoken to him a couple. He said, and I think I said on the show a few weeks ago, he wants to come back. He's got unfinished business here. And I'd love to see it. When, I don't know, but I think we need to start being promoted before we see that happen.
When will we see him? I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows? Look, Ghent might not renew his contract at the end of the season. Stranger things have happened, Cole. Stranger things have happened.
Wouldn't you love to see Maxi Dean back at this club?
Wouldn't it? I think it would. Yeah, it would be phenomenal. But I will say,
shit house up front, Patterson and Dean up front.
Yeah, I know, right? But I will say, and I'll finish up on this bit with Max Dean, is when he said to me, I owe this club so much for giving me the opportunity in the first team. I will never be able to repay the opportunity I've got, and I am grateful, and I love this club. And that's coming from a staunch Evertonian.
You never forget your first, mate.
Blows me away. No, blows me away. What a guy. What a guy, honestly.
Lovely lad. Lovely lad.
Anyway, yeah, so Jamie said, no, we could have been different.
We could. How many times has this club sold the family silver?
Well, this is what I'm saying. Different regime. And that's the only one. I don't want to criticise Pete, but that's the only one I just scratch my head and think, you knew you were going. And I'm not saying that Max, I mean, again, going again, playing European football, it's a very difficult one to stand in his way. And I get that. But I would have just hoped, and again, I don't know what went on behind the scenes, but hey, look, we've got new owners coming in. There's going to be a lot of money coming in here, Max. Before you make your decision, maybe you want to speak to the new ownership. I don't know if that happened. I don't think it did.
Can we buy another team down London? Can we buy that?
Well, a certain individual could do that if they want to save them twice. Sorry, I'm being sarcastic.
I'd love to win the Euro Millions and phone them up and say I'll buy it, but you'd have to change your name.
I'm saying nothing, Cole, for recrimination purposes. Anyway, but no, look, go back to the point of Paul Warren. I think we've all said it. Great guy. I've got a lot of time for the guy. He's keen to come back on the show, by the way. I know my rant earlier, but he is keen to come back on the show. I don't point my fingers at Paul Warren. My frustration, and just to clarify, is the fact that we didn't even get a reply when we were promised he'd be back on. That's why I think it's poor. We treat people at the club with courtesy. And again, I call out as well, Ollie Charnock has been phenomenal help for us as fan engagement officer. So thank you, Ollie. And Liam in the shop as well. But I just wish others, and I won't mention names, had the same courtesy replying when we make the effort to help them out as well when they ask us. It's just a pity that others can't show and reciprocate for the fans and for the show. Anyway.
We're here for good times and bad, if you know what I mean.
A lot of bad times, 20
yeah, but you know,
years.
but you know what I mean, don't you? You can't.
No idea what you mean, Cole.
No, but you can't just. You just can't come on. You say be happy to come on if things are going well. If things are going not so well, you can't shy away. You can't shy away.
Can't shy away. It doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Not gonna, and if he comes on here again before the end of the season, we're not going to rip him apart.
We're going to throw him under the bus. Nothing. Even if he went to hell in a handcart, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that at all. People at the club know us and hopefully should know us well enough to know that's not the case. And also the fans that watch the show are a great bunch as well, and we appreciate you. Anyway, obviously, I think we've answered that question, Cole. But we're both in the Warren camp. Tomorrow, coming on to the game, we'll go back to that. What's your score prediction, Cole? Where are you going with it?
I'm gonna go. Have we had many predictions?
We've got quite a few 2-1s, to be fair to the Dons.
I'm going 2-0.
I went 3-1, I think. You're going 2-0.
I'm going 2-0. I'd love to see us absolutely stuff the arse off them. I really would.
So
I would really. No, I'd like to really give them a bloody good hiding, so it jitters them up a bit for the last few games.
I'll tell you what. You can laugh at me next week if it doesn't happen. I've sat here all week thinking we're going to win 4-0.
Well, I didn't like to say it. I've curbed myself. I said I was thinking 3-0 before I came on here.
I've got us down as 4-0. I've got Pato scoring a brace. I've got Marv scoring. And got Liam Kelly putting one in the back of the net as well.
What, before 70 minutes?
Well, he can do it after if he's fit. I don't know. I've just had it in my head all week.
So we're confident that we're going to win. We're confident we're going to win, aren't we?
I am. If it doesn't happen, I still think
I'm confident. Let's just get promoted. I agree, Pete.
Pete, couldn't have put it better than myself. Thank you, Mr. Winkelman. I'm joking. Cheers, Pete. And again, thanks for joining.
1-1. Get that off. Get that off.
Hey, look, Jack's entitled to his opinion. He's entitled to it. It's not a loss.
Even if he is wrong.
Might be a Bromley fan. You never know. If that happens, Aidan, I'll buy you four Guinnesses. I think you mean. But
it's an interesting way of spending Guinness.
Ryan, yeah. I don't know why. And I'm probably way off and it's not going to happen. But I've been there. I've been, for some reason, thinking 4-0. Okay. Put it down on a betting slip. You got a quid if you want to do it. Good odds.
Do you want me to have a look?
Who needs a Grand National? Who needs a Grand National when we could win 4-0?
Do you want me to have a look?
Go for it, Cole.
Go on, you carry
on.
Not
that we're advocating betting, by the way.
No, of course we're not. No. You keep talking. I'll check it.
You know, like I said to you, I thought I don't know why. I think as much as the last 4 games have been mad, we're due a big win at some point before the end of the season. I just feel tomorrow, without Cheek, they're a slightly different proposition. If we
found it.
Go on, but I think if we keep Pinnock quiet, Cheek's out. I'm not worried about the rest of them.
4-0, 40-1.
There you go.
I think 3-0. That's 16-1.
Nah, 4-0.
Okay. Do you know the betting for tomorrow? I was quite surprised when I looked at this. I wouldn't call it red hot favourites. We are even money, and they are nearly 4-1.
I like it, Pete.
I
like it. I double that 6-0.
Yeah,
we owe them one.
Oh, while we're talking about, he's just mentioned a pub. Do you know they've changed their stewards down at?
Funny that, isn't it?
Because they had so many complaints, and now
the aggression
that they reckon they're some of the nicest stewards in the EFL. But that's what I've been told.
Look, quite right too. Look, the guys do a job. It's the same as when we get stewards. Somebody's getting the bust in. But when we were down there, I was outside for 70 minutes as part of the SLO team. But the abuse that they gave to our fans, some violence that happened by the stewards. One of them had a dog from home, which was being threatening to fans.
For the fans, by the fans.
And Cole, it quite frankly blows my mind what they are allowed to get away with, the things that they get away, because if the boot was on the other foot, it would be everywhere. It would be everywhere. So I've got no time for it. Absolutely no time for it.
When we play them next season, I'm going to bring Parsnip with me.
Do it. You'll probably fall asleep and lick someone's face. That's about it. There we go. Arthur reckons 6-0 to us. That's what I like to see, Arthur. Good stuff. Danny says easy 6 points against KFC next season. Don't say KFC because I really like KFC. It's a better quality brand than that lot.
So Danny Carroll's admitting we're going to go up.
Good man. He knows. He knows. Okay. He knows. But
anyway, we all wind this up really. It's gone.
I think we should wind it up in a minute, but I said apologies again that our guest George.
We haven't showed team talk yet.
I know we're going to finish. I was about to say we're going to get onto that in a second.
We'll be here till midnight.
Well, we can be here till midnight if you want. But again, just a special mention. Obviously, before we go into team talk, Brooklyn Ilunga. I haven't seen too much of him at Bromley, so I mean,
he comes on as sub, doesn't he?
He does. But again, just a quick random question before we go into team talk. Do you think he's going to try and score tomorrow? Can you see it? I can't see it personally. I know that former players tend to come and cause us a bit of a nightmare, but I can't see it, Cole.
Don't know. He provided the assist for their equaliser, didn't he, at their place?
He did. I liked Brooklyn, to be fair. I did like him. It was a shame to see him go, but it is what it is. I'm glad that he's at least.
I thought he was one of the ones that could have made it. I was quite surprised when we let him go.
I did. I thought he was quite a good player when he came on, but it wasn't to be. Anyway, I'm glad he's found a club. I just hope tomorrow he's nowhere near the first team. But there we are.
We nearly forgot team talk, but I think we should play it.
Well, we will do team talk. It's a nice way to finish up, and then we'll circle back and say goodnight.
Go. Play. Roll VT.
There we go.
Welcome back to Team Talk. Today we'll be reviewing the Barrow and Oldham game, discussing the latest injury situation, and looking ahead to the big match against Bromley on Saturday. There's a lot to get through, so let's get started. After 2 consecutive defeats, MK Dons were looking to bounce back against second from bottom Barrow. Following their win over Bromley, Barrow arrived at Stadium MK full of confidence and belief they could get a result. And credit where it's due, they made it a very tough match. We just couldn't get into the game. Barrow defended well, with almost every player back in the box, which left both the fans and the players frustrated. It's a result that's hard to take. We should be performing better against teams in the relegation zone. Overall, it was a disappointing game and one we'll forget quickly. Come on, you Dons, let's do better.
So a view of the MK Dons vs Oldham game. So obviously it ended 1-1 on the bank holiday Easter Monday. The Dons made one change, seeing the main come in for John Mellish and Colin Lemonite Evans dropped to the bench. Obviously we got our first goal here, lovely little ball from Nelson into Epithet, but the Dons 1-0 up just before half time. And then moving on to this lovely chance for a corner from Oldham, lovely little save from Craig McGovern, absolute world-class save. And then this chance, Callum Patterson to put Dons 2-0 up, lovely ball over the top, and he pressed it just wide. Very frustrating that didn't go because it could absolutely change the game. And then the goal from Fondop, lovely little bit of play from the Oldham right into the box. Simple header, made it 1-1. I do think overall we looked really lacklustre in that game. I don't think we deserved the win. We didn't look good enough. I think Paul got the substitutes wrong. Tomlinson should have been brought on sooner. And I think McGillivray realistically probably should have saved that header, and we should be doing better from across the near post like that. Apart from that, I think we defended well, we just didn't attack it enough.
So our current injury news is John Mellish. He wasn't in the team on Monday due to a hernia injury, but he could be made available for our game on Bromley. As you already know, Kane Wilson and Jay Murata are already out this year, but there's a third player out for the rest of the season now, and that is Will Collar. The reason he's out is due to a setback in training, according to Paul Warren. This is the big one. With a 12:30 kickoff on Saturday, we face the league leaders Bromley. The last time we played them, we lost 2-1, with our goal coming from Hepburn Murphy. We're still yet to beat Bromley in our 3 meetings so far. They've beaten us twice and we've drawn once. That being said, Saturday is a huge opportunity. We need to come out strong and show Bromley that we're no pushovers. With our current form, could this be our first win in 4? I hope so, but I'm not entirely confident. Bromley have definitely taken the league by surprise, and fair play to them. Still, if we lose on Saturday, they will have all but secured promotion. So it would be great if we could delay that just a little bit longer. Let's bring the noise, bring the fear to Bromley. Up the Dons.
So my team prediction to face Bromley, so I've got Craig McGillivray to retain space in goal, and then to keep the same back three of Curtis Nelson, Marvek Pateta and Jack Sanders. And then on to wing backs, I've got Gethin Jones and the main, both to retain their places as well. And then on to the midfield, I've got Ben Wiles, Liam Kelly and Alex Gilby for the midfield 3. And then onto the front line, Mendes and coming for Callum Patterson, and Dons retain a 3-5-2 formation.
You naughty man, Gilby.
So I'm not being very positive as I normally am, simply due to the results that we've been in. and the form that we're currently in, I generally believe we're going to lose 1-0 on Saturday against Bromley, and they will secure their promotion to League One.
I think that Dons will steal this game in a 2-1 win. I think we've got enough to get in the bag. We need 3 points. We need to bounce back. And then I think for the goal scorers, I will go with Mendes, Lang and Patterson, both to bag a goal each. So I think we've got enough to win this game. We need to back 3 points. So final thoughts ahead of this weekend. I think we need to take account of ourselves and stop relying on other teams to drop points. If we weren't lucky, we could be as low as 6th at the moment. I think if just 2 other teams picked up a win in the last 2 games, it could have put a lot of pressure on us, but mathematically speaking, it's still in our hands at the moment. So I think we need to crack on. We need to get 3 points this weekend. I know that it's Bromley. I don't care that it's Brom. We've got some of the best players in this division on their day, the best manager in the division on his day. We need to be picking up 3 points, get the win, start. We need at least 7, I think, from the last 12 to get promoted. Ideally, 8 points would be better. Start off Saturday, get 3 points, bounce on to the next 3. Come on, you Dons.
Apologise there. Something went wrong with the sound, didn't it?
I think so. From not from our side, but from Chris's side, unfortunately. But yeah, look, I'm upbeat. I think 4-0. I know the guys are a bit flat. They're understandable. We've been on the deck a few games, but look, you can look at it as 4 without a win, or you can look at 2 unbeaten. We're back on an upward curve, Cole. I think tomorrow we bang them in. We prove we're back on track. Job done. Job done.
Prove Ryan wrong as well.
No, I think Ryan is rightly frustrated. But I think Ryan, on this point, I think you're wrong. I think we're going to be fine, mate. And he's going to buy me those 4 Guinnesses if we score 4 tomorrow as well. Danny says, "Come on, lads, got to get up early because of Sky. Not as early as the Irish Dons. I believe Mick's just going to bed. He said he's watching the show to finish up, but 1 a.m. start for him to get to the game tomorrow.
Oh, really?
It's dedication and the rest of the morning. So yeah, look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Up the Irish Dons, naked emu. Don's Garb 100% says, Jack, thank you, Jack. Couldn't agree more with you, my friend. If I tried. Pete says, guys, I live in Romford, East London. West Ham fans are very happy. A lot of them said to me, hope the Dons win tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks,
Good
West
stuff.
Ham fans.
Appreciate that, Pete. And hopefully, Pete, you're at the game tomorrow too, or at least one game, at least before the end of the season. Yeah, like I say, Carl, I'm upbeat. Look, I will pretext this. As frustrating
I'm not even worried tomorrow. I'm just, come on, get at them.
As frustrating as it was not to win against Oldham, I thought we played very well. Yeah, there's a few things we could tweak, but I saw signs of the team coming back to where they were. And I think tomorrow's the right here, right now is what we should be running out to. Not welcome to the jungle. Right here, right now.
I like that. Let's play that tomorrow. Anybody at the club, get that on the CD when we come out tomorrow. Right here, right now. Right. Right, we better wind it up.
Well, I think we have. We've given it a good go.
Well, Danny needs to go to bed.
Danny needs his night nurse.
Mick Dawes going to be on a plane in 3 hours' time.
Mick's on his way to the UK from our brethren in Ireland. Looking forward to it, mate. Bringing the fun.
So we're back next Wednesday, aren't we?
We are back to our normal slot next Wednesday. Top of the Pops is back on a Friday night. But yeah, no, we really grateful to everyone who's taken the time to tune in tonight. Thank you on a Friday night for joining us. Appreciate it. It's prime time TV for everyone. It's late in the evening. It's an early start tomorrow. We appreciate you. We appreciate your comments. We appreciate your time with Colin and I.
I've no doubt me and you might be having an interesting conversation or two tomorrow.
Couldn't give a monkey's, Colin. Independent, Don's Unplugged. We're an independent mouthpiece. We love the club. We appreciate.
We're an independent associate member.
Here we are. But we appreciate, as I said, special mention to Ollie Charnock, special mention to Liam in the shop as well, and Bob, for that matter. 3 of the nicest guys that you'll have the pleasure to meet. They work bloody hard for the club. They're great guys, and I'm grateful that they work for us. Mr. Paul Warren, I know is keen to get back on here. I've spoken to him face to face. He's really keen, so we'd love to have him back on. As I say, my frustration is with no response from certain individuals who should be shown a bit more respect to those.
Oh, great. I shall probably bump into him tomorrow.
Tell him to his face when I see you, said mentioned individual.
No, I was to say, go and have a word with Aiden.
Please do. Please do. Plenty of time to chat.
Have a word with Aiden.
Plenty of time to chat. Anyway, tomorrow,
we'll see
not just
tomorrow.
a big one, it's the beginning of the last promotion push to get us over the line. 3 points tomorrow, nothing less. Get it all on the pitch, leave it all on the pitch. I want to see nothing less than 100%.
And just think, if we don't go up automatically, we could be back for another 2 or 3 shows.
Like I said, Carl, 3 points tomorrow. We're on our way to the autos.
We're going to win.
No doubt about it in my mind.
Right, come on, we better go. We better go. Wait, come on, I've got to walk the dog.
Say nothing. Anyway, last thing for us remains to say thank you again for everyone taking the time to watch tonight. Thank you for your comments. Thank you to the existing viewers. Thank you to the new viewers. We appreciate all of you.
Thanks to Sheila's horse.
Thanks to Sheila's horse as well. And thank you again to everyone.
Thanks for Russell for the tip. Grange Clare West.
And lastly, thank you to the man that makes it all possible, Mr. Kaz at the Kaz Bar. Gate 7 tomorrow. Get yourself down there for an early breakfast or a brunch or an early lunch. Whichever it is, the food is always cracking.
I'm having a cheese bacon burger. All right, lovely. Come on, get it in there.
Outrageous.
Right, okay. We'll be back next Wednesday, 7:45. Hopefully, we'll have a guest that turns up. We'll find out what happened.
Sounds like a murder mystery now, doesn't it?
We'll find you.
We'll find out.
We might come and find you tomorrow, Georgie, and say, where were you? Where were you?
Probably hiding because you know 3 points are literally in the bag.
Somebody else that don't answer their mail. Right, okay. We're used to it. We'll see you 7:45 next Wednesday. Hopefully. You never know. We might have a crew. Who do we know from crew? Anybody?
We might have a crew fan or 2 around. We got some good guests last time, and I know the same people are interested in coming back, Cole.
Really?
Yeah. So we go.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I thank you, Aidan.
Thank you. And also, can I just say before we finish up, I also want to say thank you to Up the Dons, one of our favourite podcasters, for him seeing a win for his beloved club, because we're very grateful too. There we go.
No idea. Right, okay. Right. Thanks to you. Been a great show. Really enjoyed it.
Thanks to your good self.
Thanks for Wednesday night as well. Really enjoyed Harry Enfield. I had a little chuckle at myself. Bit of a reminisce to see some of his old characters. I loved all that. We'll be back about 7:40, 7:45.
7:45. Yeah.
All right. Right, okay. Aidan, say good night.
Good night, Aidan. And also, good night, Mick.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Come on, you Dons.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.